Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here, now live on YouTube. I got on here pretty much around when I wanted to try to. I always try and get on here like a little after 11, and I started doing the walk a little earlier this evening, so I got back a little bit earlier, and I did a live show too on Saturday during the day, and people seem to like that. So I might try and do some during the day like that every so often, maybe sometimes on Saturdays during the day. But the main time I'm continuously trying to do them is always, as long as I'm not away on like a shoot or something like that, I try and do them Fridays and Sundays. Those are like the main times, usually around this time. But I'll start going through the questions and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Someone said something like, "Can I hunt you as Leatherface in Dead by Dead Daylight?" I don't have that game. I've never actually played that one. What newer horror films that don't suck are out? The one I've talked about a lot lately, The Deeper You Dig, I really like that one. I watched a movie called Spree last night, which I'm going to be talking about that one, not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. But that movie was really cool. That was one I would recommend you guys check out for sure if you guys haven't seen that one. But that one was really good too. Hey Sean, have you seen Camouflage and All I Want for Christmas with Leslie Nielsen? I don't know Camouflage, but I have seen All I Want for Christmas though. Sean, are you scared of the dark? I used to kind of be as a kid. I was kind of scared of the dark, and I had like a nightlight when I was growing up. But nowadays, like I sleep in total pitch darkness. Like I like we have like the windows so like the light doesn't come in, so I can't sleep unless it's like totally pitch dark. Like even when I go to a hotel, I always have to try and like make the curtains so they're kind of as closed up as they can because in hotels like sometimes the light comes in really bad, so I have to like put the suitcase in front of the thing to hold the curtain back and all sort. I used to like sometimes too. I even documented in some videos and in some hotels when it was really bad the light, I would like hang like take the sheets off of the bed and like get an extra bed sheet and kind of hang it up over the thing and all that. I remember all kind of weird stuff. I think in the one in Connecticut going to Demon of Latheran or Demon of Castleberry, I remember we totally hung that thing up like that for days. It was like that. Did you see Friday the 13th box set have some issues with it? Yeah, people are telling me that there was some stuff like I think on Jason Goes to Hell there was some stuff missing or something on the uncut version. And I have heard a couple things like that. So I don't know if there's going to be like a recall on some of the discs, or they have to resend some of the discs back, or I don't know for sure. But I have heard some stuff like that though. Is MJ going to be in Alien Vampire Busters? I heard you say something about an end credit scene with someone. No, it won't be with MJ. It'll be with somebody else during the end credit. I would love to have MJ involved, but I haven't. He kind of like disappeared. So I hopefully someday we hear from him again, because I know Rob, is planning on other projects as well. So I hope that we can get MJ in something. But if you guys haven't seen it though, too, I have links below for some projects coming up that I'm involved in. Like I said, the one Alien Vampire Busters. That's the movie that has Andy Dick is in the movie. Eric Roberts, Felissa Rose, and also just got cast in the movie too was Jeremy London, from Mallrats. So if you guys are interested in that movie, there's all kind of different perks on that. So you guys can like act in the film. If you guys want to act with Eric Roberts, is pre-order the movie. Same goes for like Christmas Slasher. That's a really cool one coming up. That's going to be in Texas. I think it shoots in the end of February. That one has like perks on there. You guys can like pre-order the movie. Same goes for the Macabre and Brain Hunter. So check those ones out too whenever you guys get a chance. And they're all some really cool upcoming ones. Sean, is it dumb? I have school tomorrow on Columbus Day. Oh yeah, I didn't even know it was Columbus Day tomorrow. But yeah, I know all schools and everything have started back up and stuff in person. At least a lot of them have. I know some still are, online only though. Hey Sean, let's see. Do you still own the toy bobblehead? Anything cartoon so rare? I have some bobbleheads, not too many though. Have you seen the movie Employee of the Month? Yeah, there was two different ones Employee of the Month. There was one that had like the cover was like a guy had like a bag over his head, and then there's Employee of the Month, the Jessica Simpson movie with Dane Cook. I've seen both of them. I like the Dane Cook one though. It was filmed like in a Costco. I don't know. I always really like that one. Have you seen Hubby Halloween yet? I still have to watch that one though. Have you heard about the Friday the 13th box set issue? Like I was saying, yeah, I have heard some stuff about that. Have you seen Summer of '84? Yeah, Summer of '84 is pretty cool. Like I think I reviewed that one whenever that one first came to Blu-ray or DVD. I know I reviewed that. I thought that was pretty cool though. Um, how are you? I'm doing good on my end. How many miles today? I did. It was like a little over. Let me see if I can see exactly on here. I look at the health app thing. So it's 27,000. 125 steps. So then I look at all health data. So it was 10 miles. So that's pretty much what I get. Like last time, usually get around. I think I get like an hour, plus miles in an hour, something like that. Because we walk for like 4 hours. So yeah, so we usually try and get 10. That's usually what we kind of know. And I see a $5 super chat here. Thanks so much. Like I said, guys, too, thanks again for the super chat donations. I really appreciate them very much. And they're a huge help to the channel and the video, so I really appreciate them. And this is from Thanos. And then it's I don't know, hopefully, so I say the name right. So it's Thanos, HAZIDIMITRIOU. And they said, do you have a favorite horror documentary that talks about deaths, interviews, behind the scenes, special effects? Well, recently there was a documentary that was pretty cool that was kind of dealing with like about like kind of cursed movies. There was like a Shudder original one called Cursed Films, and that was actually pretty cool. That was one that I really liked a lot, and that was like I said that came out to DVD though, and Blu-ray like a month or two back. But that was a really good one. That deals with like interviews with people involved in the movies. The other one that was pretty good about like horror. There was like I'm trying to think of like other really good horror documentaries. I don't know. That's like the one though, especially since you say deaths and stuff like that. That was one of the most interesting ones. But there's also the history of horror that Eli Roth did, which was like for AMC, and that's coming to Blu-ray, like I think in like a week. And that kind of talks about like not necessarily deaths, but it talks about behind the scenes and special effects and stuff like that. Because it talks about like certain genres of horror movies, like has some that kind of cover. Um, like the goriest movies, zombie movies, all that kind of stuff. So that's actually a pretty good documentary. I definitely would recommend that one if you haven't seen that one. And let's see here. Have you heard? I talked about that one. Do you remember the TV show Nightmare Ned and Monster Farm? I don't think I ever saw those ones. Um, hey Sean, what's up? Hey, you have an extra copy. Hey, you got an extra copy of Mist Blu-ray you can sell or part with? No, I don't have an extra copy of that one. Would you consider doing background extra work for big budget films? I don't think so. I'm not really interested in doing background stuff. Like I don't know, because I've done so many different things. There's not that, so I don't think I would like to do that. And I've been on movies too when I kind of see how background, bigger things where I see how the background extras work, and it's like not really my kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm more like doing characters. I would do like little small like character roles or featured roles where I like have like one line or something like that in like a bigger movie, but I would never want to do like background. Um, Thanks for going live. No problem. And thanks for coming on to watch. Thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy? I like the first movie. I thought the second one I didn't like it as much though. Do you like the movie It Follows? Yeah, It Follows is a really good creepy movie. You have so many upcoming credits in your IMDb. I'm jealous. No, thanks so much. No, I'm really trying. Like I'm really trying. There's a lot. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is has to be shot. So it's all the scheduling and everything on all those things, and you never know exactly when. Sometimes it can take a while to do all this stuff, but luckily enough, there's a lot of things coming up that I'm working on getting scheduled because like I shoot in like a week. I think it's like a little less than a week and a half. Is that movie Crave Root of Evil? Like that one's finally filming, and then I'm shooting more in Alien Vampire Busters. I have like a scene in Amityville in the Hood, Dustin Ferguson's new movie. That one is, I think, next Sunday. I have like a little quick thing in that one. Adam Sandler or Seth Rogen. Between both of them, I prefer Adam Sandler. Thoughts on VHS cases? What did it say? VHS cases and Blu-ray cases? What did that? Let me see. Let me make sure I don't miss any of these. Um, Thoughts on VHS case Blu-rays? Oh yeah, so like it's like a Blu-ray in a VHS style case. I kind of like those things. Do you like Cannibal 1976 from Blue Underground? I don't know if I have that one. What's your favorite superhero movie of all time? I honestly love Tim Burton's Batman films, and I also really love the what other one that I really like? Probably the Spider-Man movies. Honestly, the Tobey Maguire ones, but I really like the newest ones too. I think out of all the characters, my favorite superhero ever is Batman, then probably Spider-Man. How'd you get into doing short films and movies? Where did you look to find things? I don't know. I mean, like a lot of that first started just from YouTube, and that's pretty much how like the first person that ever saw me and asked me to do a project was from that. So that's like the main thing. Um, Kind of mainly how it happened. Then I find out about stuff by just kind of like just from knowing people throughout the years, or if I see like stuff about like movies that they're doing funding for, like Indiegogo and stuff like that, I contact the producers or the director about it and see if they're interested in having me be involved. And then so it's kind of like a whole mixture of a lot of different ways. Like with the Alien Vampire Busters movie, that though I've been friends with Rob, who's the director of that one, for over 10 years. We met the first time ever on Assault of the Sasquatch, which was like one of the very first movies I had ever done. So that was kind of like how I met Rob. So it's kind of like that. It's a mixture of me meeting people. A lot of times, too, I've been really lucky where some of the slightly bigger movies, like I've reviewed the director's other movies, and then they've seen my stuff, and that's kind of how, too. So it's kind of a mixture of a whole lot of things. Which version of Cabin Fever 2002 do you prefer, the R-rated or unrated? I hardly even remember the differences between the two. So I couldn't say for sure, but like the original version I saw first was in theaters, the R-rated one. Thoughts on Fight Club? That's another movie that I really like. I haven't watched that then, fully and together in a long time though. Did you get the Friday the 13th complete collection? Yeah, I do have that one. I ordered that one recently. I just got that one a couple days ago. What's your dream role to play? Probably like something really, really different, like maybe like playing like if I got to do a role where I was like a Henry Porter of a serial killer kind of role, where I play something really different like that, that'd be interesting. In the movie Trauma, though, a new one that I did a couple weeks back, I got to do like a really different kind of role, so that was kind of cool. I like doing really different kind of stuff, but I also really like playing goofy characters. That's some of my favorite stuff to do is play like wacky characters and stuff like that. Thoughts on Lemony Snicket? Yeah, Lemony Snicket was good. Like you don't hear about that too much. That movie. What's the most uncomfortable character you played? Probably in the newest in that Trauma movie because I was playing like this racist guy and it was like really out of my comfort zone playing something like that. And it was like a really intense movie and it's based on a true story and everything. So that was really really uncomfortable for me doing something like. But it's going to be a really cool movie, though. It's going to be something I think people will, it has its messages behind it and everything, and I think people are going to like that one. It should be really interesting. Do you read novels? I don't really read any novels. I don't really. I'm not a huge reader. Do you like Blair Witch 2: Book of Shadows? I watched that movie one time. I only saw that once when that came out, and that was it. I hope Scream Factory announced their January releases this week. Yeah, I know there should be some new ones soon. Do you like New York Wildcats and Swedish Wildcats, Misty Monday? I think I saw those back in the day. Favorite movie of 2000 so far? Well, I watched Spree last night, and I really liked that movie. That was really good. That was one I recommend you guys see. Hello from Puerto Rico. Thanks so much for watching. Do you have Nightmare on Elm Street? Yeah, I have the collection of those. Do you know the status of Artie Lang? I don't know. Last I heard he was doing better, but I haven't heard much else from him in a while, though. Have you seen the 2007 rare Disney VHS movie exclusive of Cars? No, I didn't. Never saw that edition. Thoughts on Brendan Lee, The Crow? I found it on Blu-ray at Walmart. I've always loved that movie, and that when I was talking about that Curse documentary, was talking about how Michael Berryman was going to originally be in that movie, and they shot some scenes with him. He was going to be like a character that you see throughout the film, and then since Brendan Lee passed away, they ended up like scrapping that whole idea because they didn't get to shoot some of those major scenes. Thoughts on the movie Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf? Yeah, I love that movie. And that's a movie I always remember too. Like I've talked about this a lot, seeing like an early screening of that, and John Waters was at the screening, and he sat directly behind me, so he was like commentating on the whole movie, and he's like going, "Oh, who is that boy? He's gorgeous." And I always remember that. When are you going to get verified on Instagram? I tried to get verified on there, but I don't. I think I did what they asked, like send a picture of your license and all that stuff, but it's very difficult to get verified on those things. Have you watched This Is Us? I saw a couple episodes. I did watch Dexter though, but I watched it up until like season 3, and there was like the one character who was like a cop that got killed. That I really liked that character, and once he got killed off, I'm like I don't want to watch it anymore. Have you seen the trailer for the Mel Gibson movie? Yeah, the Santa Claus movie with him. I thought that looked interesting. Do you watch anime? I never really have watched much anime. My brother though, he knows a lot about it though. Tubi has a lot of great stuff for free. Yeah, Tubi is probably one of the best of the free streaming services that I've seen. Hello from Brazil. Thanks so much for watching from Brazil. What's your opinion on Manned, the movie, and Playmate adult film? I don't know. I like your channel. Well, thanks so much, Sean. What are your other what are the other vampires likes? What are the other vampires like? I don't know. Have you met Jesse Eisenberg? No, I've never met Jesse Eisenberg. Um, I heard about I Love Video in Austin, Texas, finally opening last couple weeks. Let you go inside, and now surprise, I'll keep the alive. So I guess they opened up again. I didn't know. I don't know. Would you rather spend a night in the 13 Ghost House or spend a day in the Session 9 Asylum? I think the Session 9 Asylum would probably be more interesting to be in. I probably might live through that one. The 13 Ghost one, I don't think I would. Did you hear Best Buy is having Black Friday October 13th and 14th? No, I didn't know about that. So is it going to be like something that's in? Is it going to be in store? So it would be something. So is the 13th when I would be? What day is the 13th? Let me look on the thing. I don't know if that would be when I was there, because I only go there certain times in the week. Let me if it's worth going, maybe I would go and film it or something. Is it going to be? Let me see, the 13th and 14th. Oh, so the 13th is Tuesday. So is there going to be some kind of sales that are in stores or anything like that? Thoughts on Parasite with Demi Moore? I don't think I've seen that one with Demi Moore, and I don't think I ever actually watched that. I just started watching The Haunting of Bly Manor. The first episode was so good. Yeah, that's the same story though on The Taming of the Screw or The Turning of the Screw. They made so many different things on that because they did a movie called The Turning recently. So they've made that story a lot. In Search of Darkness is a good 80s documentary. Part 2 is coming out. Yeah, I would watch that one, but like I kind of got like done so dirty with that, like because they wanted me to be involved in the first one, and then they had all these things they wanted me to do, like these strange stipulations, like they wanted me to like they basically wanted me to like do these like promote the movie on my channel in these weird ways, or they kind of like told me what to do, and they were going to do live shows and all this stuff that I never saw anyone else do, but they wanted me to do it. So I just said no thanks. So I kind of bowed out of the whole thing. Um, Sometimes you come across that people kind of expect weird things from you. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's strange. Do you ever watch AMC Fear Fest? Yeah, I watched that when I was at the when I was going to the gym. I would put that on a lot and watch that during Halloween. Hey, Cooter, I haven't watched you in years. Hope all is well with you. Well, thanks so much, Willio, for coming back to look at my stuff again. I appreciate that. And any of you guys who've come on, I'll probably be on here for probably 2 hours tonight or so. So feel free, like I said, guys, to ask anything you guys would like. If you guys have any super chat questions, feel free to ask anything. Or if you guys have any like requests or any like weird requests or anything, feel free. Like I said, too, the super chats are just a way to help out the videos, and like I really appreciate them. I actually see a $10 super chat here from As Told by Gonzo. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. I really appreciate them so much. So thanks again. And As Told by Gonzo said, I got to play Leatherface in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film filmed here in Seattle. Longtime fan. Would you ever write or direct a short film? I've made like and that's so cool. Is the short film As Told by Gonzo, is it up online now, or is it when did you do that? But if it's up, definitely post a link to it so people can see it. I definitely would love to see that as well. But that's really cool. But now when it comes to directing or writing, there's this feature film that me and Will Colazo want to do, like in a motel. So we're probably going to try and do that sometime next year. I definitely would like to do that. I have made short films though in the past. I made some that were like part of like I made one called Lust for Blood, and that was like about like a carnival, and they put like a curse on this guy, and he drank this liquid and it made him melt down. And then I made one called Vampire's Lust, which was like about a guy who gets bit by a vampire bat and then goes around and like killing people and stuff. And there was supposed to be like a whole series, but we never ended up doing more of them. But those are some of the ones that I did. And I also made The Cage Girl, which was like me like in drag, and I get kidnapped by this guy and taken to the basement and stuff. It's a really really weird one. So I have made some stuff in the past. But like I said, I definitely want to do more and more stuff. And I also like doing stuff too when I help put together the projects that I'm involved in. Because like for Alien Vampire Busters, that one I've been doing a lot of work, helping come up with ideas for casting and some scene ideas and stuff like that. So I like doing that kind of stuff too. All right, let's see here. I haven't watched you in years. Hope all is well. How's Gabe? I haven't heard from Gabe in a long time. But as far as I know, he's doing okay. Are you excited about the Chucky series that's going to be on Sci-Fi? Yeah, I can't wait to see that one. What is the glass made out of in movies? The glass? That's like if it's a glass where you like kind of fall through it. It's usually made out of usually made out of candy. But also they make like stuff that's like fake glass. If you fall on top of it, it's like made out of kind of like a weird almost like gel, almost like gelatin. So like in Haunted High, I had to fall through some glass a lot, and they put like a lot of this like gelatiny stuff on the ground. It's really bad though because it like gets all on your clothes and kind of like melts in and everything, and then it gets stuck on stuff. But I that's kind of what it is. It's like a mixture of different things. Have you seen the movie Cuties on Netflix? No, I know there's a lot of controversy to that one, but I have not watched that one though. Do you have a favorite Swedish movie? Was that Daughters of Darkness? Was that a Swedish movie? Or like there was like or Twins? There was like a one. I think that might have been a Swedish movie. Have you been enjoying playing video game Toe Jam and Earl? I used to play that one back in the day. Have you met Will Smith? No, I've never met Will Smith. I don't think I've ever seen him at a convention either, like at Comic Con or anything. Have you seen I See You? It's so good. Yeah, with Helen Hunt. That movie was excellent. I was really surprised with how cool that movie was. What did you think about Midsummer? Yeah, I know that some people like either love that movie or really dislike it. I liked it a lot because I loved The Wicker Man, and it kind of had that vibe to it. It was that sort of vibe. Do you watch Madhouse with Joshua Legend, directed by William Butler? I haven't watched that movie. William Butler is really cool, though. William Butler is who got me involved in the movie for Full Moon. But no, I haven't watched that one. Hey, Sean, I'm moving 19 hours away to Northern Ontario. Well, hope you have a good time moving, and hope everything goes well. It's always a pain, like getting everything packed up and the whole thing, but hopefully all it goes well, the move and everything. What do you think about Flirting with Disaster with Ben Stiller? Yeah, Flirting with Disaster was cool. You never hear about that one. Sean, would you be on the Mount Rushmore of slasher villains? Who would be on your Mount Rushmore of slasher villains? Probably, it'd be like the main people you think of, like Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, Chucky, Pinhead. What places have you planned on visiting when you work in Germany? Yeah, when I'm doing the movie called Hell on Earth in Germany next summer, I don't know exactly what area that I'll be filming in for sure. But when I know all that stuff, then I'll start planning ahead, like for stuff to look at when I have time off and stuff like that. But I definitely want to get to at least a handful of DVD stores so I can film some of that stuff because that's what I really would be interesting to see. Steelbook or Blu-ray book. I don't buy a lot of steelbooks. I've been buying a little bit more lately, though. Blu-ray book, like digibooks, but I would probably pick a steelbook though over them. Blade is the goat of superhero movies. Without him, there would be no Marvel Cinematic Universe. Do you like TV shows Pimp My Ride? Yeah, I used to watch that back in the day. Have you seen War with Grandpa yet? No, I haven't seen that one. I haven't been to the theater since March, so I don't know. I think it's weird too. Like Regal Cinema's closed, but then there's like a couple Regal locations that seem to still be open. I can't figure that out because they said all of our theaters are closed, but then I look it up and it shows like a handful that are still open. So I can't figure out how that works. Thoughts on Pearl Harbor? I didn't like that movie. Like I remember at school, it was like an assignment. They said, "Oh, you'll get extra credit if you go and see it." And I kind of went to it and then like walked out and left like before it was even over. Like I couldn't get into it for some reason. Like I'm sort of kind of hit and miss when it comes to war movies. Do you still talk to Brendan Novak or Joe Franz? I've talked to Joe Franz like every so often online, but not too much though. Favorite Edgar Wright film? Probably Shaun of the Dead, and then probably Hot Fuzz. Have you seen Tales from the Hood 3? Yeah, I love that one. Because I didn't love part 2 too much, but I thought part 3 was really good though. Biggest actor you've ever met? Um, hmm, I don't know. Like, I really don't know who. I guess Danny Trejo is probably from working with him, but I know there's other people. I never can remember though. Thoughts on? I bought Cruel Jaws on Blu-ray. Yeah, Cruel Jaws is great. That's a really fun movie. Thoughts on Rat Race? Yeah, that's another one you never hear about. Hopefully, at some point that comes to Blu-ray. And I see a $5 super chat here from Thanos, and it's HAZIDIMITRIOU. And thanks so much, Thanos, for the $5 super chat. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chat donations. Really appreciate them very much, and a huge help. So thanks again. And he says, so actors never get hurt when falling through glass, correct? Also, please tell me the name of the horror documentary one more time. The one that I was talking about, Cursed Films, or Eli Roth's. Yeah, look up Cursed Films, and that's available on Blu-ray and DVD. And that's from RLJ Entertainment, put that out. But that's a really good one about cursed movies and the productions behind them. And then the other one is is Eli Roth's History of Horrors. That one comes out or just came out to Blu-ray, and that's one I would definitely recommend as well. And there's going to be a second season of that one soon as well. But yeah, usually the actors don't get hurt with the glass. Sometimes though things can go wrong if with the candy glass, or they end up having real glass in and it gets mixed up, and it kind of like that's what happened in the one movie, Incident in a Ghostland. The actress did go through the glass and it cut her face, which is really sad what happened. So things can go wrong with it, you know what I mean? So it's not doesn't happen all the time, but it's you got to be really careful when any stunts you do in a project, any movie, you have to be really careful. Like with me now, like I have a lot of back problems and everything, so I personally couldn't do a lot of stunts anymore. Like I would have to have a double for a lot of stuff because I have a lot of from the weight and everything like that. I have a lot of residual back things, and that have been worse lately for some reason. And you can sort of see it, like in the vlog when I'm like on the Alien Vampire Busters that Danny and Luna filmed. I'm kind of stand there, kind of weird, and that's because like if I stand in one position too long, I have like back things that go on. And I see a $5 super chat here from Jordan Reed. Thanks so much, Jordan Reed, for the $5 super chat. And he says favorite Tarantino flick. I would say probably Pulp Fiction, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I especially like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because I always love movies that deal with making films. Anything to do with that, I've always loved. I even love like cheesy movies that deal with making movies. Like I love, The Dead Hate the Living, which was a Full Moon movie. I love that one. I love documentaries on making movies, like American Movie. Like that's probably one of my favorite documentaries. But yeah, I would say that definitely one of my top favorites is Pulp Fiction, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Uh, let's see here. Ever order from Hamilton Books? Yeah, I've never ordered from them. Blair Witch has got some scary snot for sure. Yes, Blair Witch. I remember like how much when that first came out, how much people were talking about it because it was kind of a new thing at the time, a movie like that done in that kind of style. Did you watch David Lynch's Weather Report? I do. It's amazing. Yeah, I see some of those when he says today's weather report is it's going to be this many degrees and there's wind coming from the west. Yeah, I watched some of his stuff. Let's see here. I see one thing that says thoughts on Thinner. I love that movie. Where is this now? Do you watch Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory? I never really watched those. I watched some Dexter's Laboratory though. Did you watch Apocalypto? Yeah, the Mel Gibson movie. I never watched that. Hey, is it worth collecting Blu-ray DVDs if you don't have a player? A lot of times too, the Blu-rays include a DVD with them. So that's what I would recommend is like get the Blu-ray edition that has a DVD if you think you might get it down the line. But I would recommend buying the Blu-rays because like you can nowadays too get players for so cheap, you know what I mean? Like and then from now on going forward, then you would just buy everything on Blu-ray if it's like a new release and stuff like that. Thoughts on Collateral Damage? I know that's coming to 4K soon. I gotta watch that movie again. Is that though? I think that's the one. I'm pretty sure that's coming out. But no, I need to look at that one again. And I see a $5 super chat here from Jordan Reed. Thanks so much, Jordan Reed, for the $5 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. I really appreciate them. Can you talk about your weight loss? You inspire me to do so. Well, thanks so much. Yeah, like basically, like if you guys didn't know how the whole weight loss thing happened, I went to the doctors and to the hospital with a terrible temperature, like 105 or 106, and I found out that they did all these tests and everything, and I was always not wanting to go to the hospital or not wanting to go to the doctors and everything because of my weight, and I was all like uncomfortable about it. But then I found out I had cellulitis, and then I had to stay in the hospital overnight and had all these medicines. And when I was there in the hospital, I had these visions of myself going back to the hospital again in the future after having a stroke or a heart attack. And I was having these really twisted visions. And I basically, that night, I was just like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm losing the weight. I can't do this anymore. And that's kind of how the whole thing happened. And then I started limiting my calories to 1,500 calories a day. I started going to the gym. Before I went to the gym, though, for the first month, I was doing the swimming. So I was swimming laps back and forth to lose like the initial like first 50 pounds or so. And that's when I started going to the gym 4 times a week. So that was kind of how it all started, though. And thanks so much, Jordan, though, for the super chat. And I have some videos up too. Like I have a weight loss playlist too, and I kind of go into more detail and kind of talk about the whole process and everything too. Do you know about Pluto TV? Yeah, like Pluto TV has some decent shows on there. It's kind of like almost like it's like an old school like TV guide channel, and it has like all these things you can click on the channels, and it's like it has like quite a few different ones. I think Shout Factory has a channel on there. Full Moon has one. A lot of cool, like, obscure stuff is on that one. Have you seen Jesse Eisenberg movie Curse? Yeah, that's one of those movies I keep on hoping that they'll release the director's cut of that movie, because originally there was like all this stuff that they shot and then they abandoned, and there's all these actors that were in it that were not in the movie anymore because they got reshot or they cut the scenes out. Have you seen Double Double Toy on Trouble with the Olsen twins? Yeah, I always loved that one. I watched it as a kid all the time. Someone says, everyone check out my Instagram, Tales from the Thrift Keeper. Well, check out his Instagram. Sean, what good Arrow video titles if you to get? What some new ones though from Arrow? They just put out Mallrats is coming out this week, and it's a really cool release. So that one I would recommend. One of my favorite releases of theirs, because it's like a really cool edition, is this movie Society. I love the case, the case that one's in. Are you single, Sean? Yes, I'm single. Thoughts on Curly Sue? Yeah, that's the one you don't hear about out of the John Hughes movies, and I always liked that movie. I watched that one so much. Dollar Tree has been ruling. Yeah, Dollar Tree has been really good now for movies. They've been getting a ton of different stuff. Don't you agree that Witchcraft Part Something Hollywood's Coven is the greatest cinematic concoction of all time? I don't know, maybe. He's taken, Nicholas. Thoughts on the short-lived Live What a Dummy with Stephen Dorff? I never saw that one. Do you believe in the paranormal? I believe there's like some kind of stuff out there, like some sort of a thing. I don't know for sure. And I see a $2 super chat here, chat from Gary Rangel. Thanks so much, Gary, for the $2 super chat. Is Bill and Ted movies good? I'm interested in them. Yeah, if you haven't seen those movies, Gary, like go out and definitely watch them. I know there's going to be the new one is coming out. I think it's next month to Blu-ray, and there's going to be like a collection. It's not going to have the features that are on the Scream Factory. I mean, the Shout Factory edition of Bill and Ted's Excellent Invention, Bogus Journey, but it's going to have like a 3-pack. So you can get all the movies together. I don't think it's going to be a bad price. So if you haven't seen any of them, I'd recommend just getting that edition, the 3-pack of all of them, so then you can see them. But I would 100% recommend check them out. And I think some of them are like free on some streaming services, like maybe the first movie is. But if you haven't watched them, 1,000 times over, watch them. They are absolutely must-watch movies, though. Thoughts on Mr. Church? Yeah, that Eddie Murphy movie, I love that movie. And it's the one that kind of went under the radar, and I feel like hardly anyone saw it. Are you still interested in fan TV show Nickelodeon and Wild and Crazy Kids? Yeah, I watch Wild and Crazy Kids a lot. Who's your favorite Joker? I really love Jack Nicholson though, and then probably Heath Ledger. Thoughts on Rush Hour? That's a great series of movies. I keep on hoping too that they will do a sequel, the newest one. But they've been talking about it for years though. Do you have the free version of Peacock? They have all the seasons of SNL. Yeah, I have the free one. I don't have the pay one though. And I see $2 super chat here from Jordan Reed. Are you into stand-up comedy at all? I don't follow a lot of new stand-up comedy, but I watch like the Comedy Central roasts when they have those. But I know a lot of stand-up comedians though. Like I follow some of them, but I don't like all the time. Like I love some of the classics though. Like I love Rodney Dangerfield and George Carlin, and Richard Pryor, you know what I mean? And of course, Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy. But I think my favorite's Rodney Dangerfield, though. And I also love Sam Kinison. So, like, I know a lot of, like, the classics, though. Let's see. To Kill a Mockingbird is a classic movie with Gregory Peck. Yeah, that's a great movie. Do you like the Ozploitation films like Road Games and Mad Max? Yeah, no, I love those movies. How hard is it to break into Hollywood, and what must you do? Well, to break into Hollywood stuff, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of just have to, like, you can start off in casting and just kind of go through the casting process and stuff. In a motel, an excuse to. I just finished watching Gran Torino. What a great movie. Now, anytime I see, I don't know if anyone else is the same way, but anytime I see, like, an old car in a driveway, I always start singing, "Here it goes, my Gran Torino." Have you seen The Babysitter Killer Queen? Yeah, I have seen that one. I didn't like it as much, though, on the first movie, as much as the first film, but I still did like it, though. Thoughts on Veronica Ricci? Yeah, Veronica Ricci's cool. We worked together on a couple different movies, like Things 4, Bloody Mary, a couple different things. And she has a little part, too, that she shot for Amityville Hex. What's your opinion on Robin Williams' 1999 movie, Bicentennial Man? No, that's probably one of the saddest movies of all time. Like that and like Requiem for a Dream. But even more so to me, Bicentennial Man is more depressing because it's one of those movies that, since his character is a robot, he kind of and he can live forever. He sees all these people dying. So throughout the movie, it's all these people dying. So you kind of are continuously getting depressed and crying. And this is like such a sad movie. Thoughts on This Is the End? That's a fun movie. I just got Camp Blood collection from David Sterling. Which ones are you in? I also got the Axe Grinder set and the Occultist set. Yeah, I don't even have the Occultist set yet. I haven't even seen them. The newest one. Hopefully, I get one from him to look at. But the in Camp Blood, I'm in part 4, 5, and 8. And 8 though is the one I'm throughout the whole movie though. Do you remember Totally Let a Burger King kids toy meal, like like the Burger King like kids club, like those characters? I remember those ones. Have you seen the horror movie called The Telling? It's made by Hugh Hefner's ex-girlfriend. It's a horror anthology called The Telling. No, I've not seen that one. If you're going to produce your very own uh, tornado exploitation flick, what would you throw in? I'm thinking of Tornado. Laugh out loud. I don't know. Have you met Keanu Reeves? No, I've never met Keanu Reeves. I'd love to see him somewhere. Do you like the movie called, um, hmm? One second, I can't remember the name. Oh yeah, it's called. I can't spell. I can't remember. I don't know. Can you do Flame Punch? No, I don't know. Have you ever met Alex Winter? I think he was at a convention I was at, but he wasn't there the same day or something like that. I see a $2 super chat here from Jordan Reed. Thanks so much, Jordan Reed, for the $2 super chat. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. I really appreciate them very much. And Jordan says, favorite A24 movie. Probably, I would say, in recently too, Uncut Gems and Good Time. Those ones are definitely my top favorite, especially Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. Like I love that movie. And then I also love Hereditary. That's another one I really like a lot. But there's a lot of really good ones, like The Last Black Man in San Francisco. That's another really good one you don't hear about too much. Um, what's your opinion on video game Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2? I think my brother had Dreamcast. I never really played that system too much. What is the funniest movie you've seen? Funniest movie I've seen, probably Greasy Strangler. Like I laugh at that like crazy, but the thing that I laugh at the most is probably Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like out of anything, I've never laughed at anything more than that. Do you have a favorite episode of The Simpsons? I always like the first one because it's like the first one I ever saw, so I always remember it so well. Out in the woods camping. I also like the one when they have the comic book that they all fight over, like that rare comic book, and they're all fighting over that. So that's another one that I really like a lot as well. I love the Shining Simpsons parody. That's a really good one. Hey Sean, I know everybody always says the same thing. They miss the days is Don and Murph, but honestly miss the PO Box videos. Yeah, the PO Box videos were cool to do. They were definitely an interesting one, and I definitely got interesting things to show in the videos and stuff like that. Do you think there's going to be a Hot Wheels live action movie? I wouldn't doubt it if they did something like that. Who is your favorite horror film makeup designer? And what's your favorite horror character? Well, the makeup person that I've worked with on some projects lately that I really love is Joe Castro. He directed Terror Tunes and stuff like that, and he's like been working on a lot of stuff that I've been involved in, and he works on a lot of cool stuff. I also like Greg Nicotero. Um, did you see Shrieker Island? Heard it was pretty bad. Yeah, I did. There's not going to be a review copy of that one, but I'm going to order a copy of that Tremor Shrieker Island. I mainly want to watch it because of John Heater. That's like the main reason I want to see it. Have you ever been to a rave? No, I've never been to a rave. Let's see, where was I now? Favorite Tarantino flick was where I was. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Yeah, here's where I was. And I see a $2 super chat here from Jordan Reed. Thanks again, Jordan, for the super chats this evening. Do you like Midsummer? Yeah, I love Midsummer. Like I said, it's kind of has a vibe of like The Wicker Man, and I absolutely love The Wicker Man movie. And I'm talking about the original one. The Nicolas Cage one is like a good, so bad it's good movie, but the original one is a great movie. I really like the music in that one and everything too. What's your favorite grip? Grip? I don't know. Um, Ever seen Inside, the French horror film? Yeah, that's a great movie. They made a remake, which I never watched. Do you have Shudder? I had that for a little while. I definitely need to get that again. I would watch the documentary, but I'm not an Eli Roth fan. Well, Eli Roth is kind of just like presenting the thing, so he kind of like conducts some of the interviews, but it's not all like Eli Roth though. It's kind of just him kind of talking to people that he's fans of and stuff like that. Do you really go to the restaurant P.F. Chang's at Baltimore with MJ back in 2010? I saw your video going to Road outside movie theater. Yeah, we used to. There was a PF Chang's that was in Towson because we I lived in Towson, and it was like in the Towson Town Center Mall. So they had like a PF Chang's there, a Cheesecake Factory. So we were kind of that was one of those areas we were always at all the time. Amazon or eBay. I don't really order anything much on eBay, so I use Amazon more. Have you seen Rick Moranis or met Rick Moranis? No, I've never met Rick Moranis. He was kind of in hiding for a while. He's kind of just recently come back. Have you seen the Herschel Gordon Lewis documentary that came out a few years ago? Yeah, I saw that one. I think it was on the box set collection too. What movie do you know? Movie Censorship is the website that compares R-rated and unrated versions of movies. Movie Censorship? No, I didn't know about that one. Have you seen the Netflix documentary called My Octopus Teacher? My Octopus Teacher? No. Favorite trauma films? Probably the Toxic Avenger ones, Class of Nukem High, Terra Firma. I think is probably my top favorite though. Did you watch Curl the Cowardly Dog? I watch that sometimes. Did you get the Friday the 13th set? I did get that one. I ordered that one. Should I collect movies if I only stream? I mean, I love having the physical copies because, like with streaming, if it's something that you really like, you never know how long it will stay on there, and so often things get removed, or if somebody does like in the world too, when things get canceled, if somebody does something bad, then a movie can get pulled because of that. So that's the only thing. When you have the physical copy, at least you can watch it whenever you want. Or like if the power goes out or something, then you can't. You know what I mean? So or like if the internet goes down and things like that, you can still watch stuff. Um, do you still own toy Buzz Light from years ago from Toy Story? You mean the Buzz Lightyear? I don't think I have that anymore. Wreck, Blair Witch, Cloverfield, Troll Hunter. What's some of your favorite found footage movies? Like most recently, I'm trying to think of other found footage movies that I've seen recently that I really liked. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what other ones that have I really liked. I really love though Cloverfield. That was really good. I can't think of offhand other found footage ones like that. I'm like blanking on ones that I've seen lately. The particular person was being a little creepy with Luna. He put his hands on her back a lot. Yeah, I did notice that. You know what you're talking about. That particular person being a little pervy with comments and stuff like that. Yeah, that shouldn't be allowed. I even told Luna about that. I said you shouldn't let that person talk to you like that. Now you look like $1,000,000. Well, thanks so much. Hey, Sean, Friday night you said you'd be live for 2 hours. You were only live an hour and a half. Oh no, I know I wasn't on as long as I got kind of really tired. I kind of like after that talk, the walk, I got like so pooped out. So it's just like I gotta go. I'm just like exhausted. Um, did you see Man of the House with Tommy Lee Jones? Yeah, I like that movie. That's like it's like not a great movie, but I always really liked it though. Um, did you see? Have you met Harry Thomas? Henry Thomas? No, he's never been to any conventions I was at. I know he does some though. I've slowly started trying the 4K scene out. It's expensive, but movies only look better, but sound better. I recently bought Jaws. No, that's the thing with 4K. Like, if it's something too you haven't bought a million times over, it's kind of cool to get it on that because like some things you see yourself like, oh, I bought this so many times, but there are some stuff that really look great though in 4K though. They really do. I see a $5 super chat here from Jordan Reed. And thanks so much, Jordan Reed, for the $5 super chat. Who's the top of your list, any decades of best looking actors of all time? Well, people that I like that are actresses that I think are really attractive, like I really like Aubrey Plaza, Anna de Armas, who she's now with Ben Affleck. I really like her. I always like Brittany Murphy, RIP. I would miss Brittany Murphy so much. There's a lot of different people, but like currently I like a lot of like kind of nerdy, kind of odd kind of girls. Like Aubrey Plaza is like the kind of look that I like the most. Like I like probably I don't know, I really like her kind of vibe and everything. So that's probably like one of the top ones. HBO Max or Hulu. I have both of those ones. I've only looked at HBO Max a little bit. I'm definitely gonna watch though because just to see how it is. The Witches when it goes on there in a week or so. I'll talk about 3D Blu-rays only in Europe. Yeah, 3D is still is popular a little bit in Europe, but it's like in the US they don't really do it at all anymore. Thoughts on Pinky and the Brain? Yeah, I watched that one. Not too much though. Would you say what would you say is a project you worked on that you personally consider a dream come true? Um, the Alien Vampire ones is one that I'm really happy about too because I'm getting to work with Eric Roberts and Andy Dick, and that's like I always wanted to work with Eric when I got to work in some scenes with him because I've been in movies that he's been in, but we were never together in scenes. There was different times and stuff like that. So this is like a really cool project, and it's also a really, really big role for me. So it's like I'm throughout the whole thing. I'm one of the main characters. So that's really exciting. So that's really cool. And we're getting to work with Sci-Fi Channel for Haunted High. That was something I was really excited to get to do. And that kind of came along right when I said to myself, I kind of made this like, I kind of sometimes I have little goals for myself, and right around that time, I said, to myself, I would like to try and get on something that's for TV, like a TV movie. And then within like a month of me kind of saying that, it ended up happening. And I kind of believe in that. I kind of believe that you can kind of will things to happen if you kind of set your mind to something. And just like when about a year and a half ago, I kind of made the commitment that I'm going to get back into acting again, and I'm going to really go for it. And by doing that, I feel like I've had a lot of luck with it. And I kind of feel like that's kind of how it works. You kind of have to will yourself to do it. You kind of have to set your mind to something, and you can do it. I've been waiting to see the director's cut of Curse for 15 years. Now I've been waiting for that forever. What great on Vinegar Syndrome, anything obscure, Blood Games, Immortalizer, like good Vinegar Syndrome ones, like they put out Memorial Valley Massacre, which is great. I have the Ouija's Halloween Night Special Edition on Blu-ray pre-ordered. Can't wait to check this one out. Well, thanks so much for pre-ordering one. I don't know too what kind of features are going to be on there. I think there was some behind the scenes stuff with me on there, I think. But thanks so much for getting a copy of that. Have you met Drake Bell? I saw him at a Hollywood show once, and he was like, I should have talked to him, but he was like kind of like talking to this like older woman. It was kind of funny. He was like hitting on this older woman. Does it make you happy that Keenan and Kel are still best friends? No, I know. I'm glad that they're still getting along and everything. Do you like the Paranormal Activity movies? They're kind of movies though where you watch them, Jordan, and then you after a while you don't like them as much. Like the first movie, like when I tried to watch the first movie again like a year ago, and I'm like I don't like this one as much. I feel like they kind of got a little bit better as they went along. Do you like them? What's your opinion on American Psycho? That's a great movie. Have you ever met Josh Peck? No, I've never met Josh Peck. I bought the third Bill and Ted movie on Apple TV. Yeah, that's a great movie. I mean, I was really happy with it. Do you like The Church with Asia Argento? Yeah, The Church was pretty good. That was a pretty cool movie. Thoughts on Josh Peck's weight loss? Yeah, he was kind of the same as me. He lost weight earlier though, but he was kind of like known as being like the heavy guy, and then he kind of changed his whole thing. And he's done a really good job too maintaining his weight. Like he never got heavy again or anything like that. Do you believe that one day the Dollar Tree will be more than a dollar? I don't know. I don't know if that will ever happen because like some places that are called dollar, like Dollar General, it's not all a dollar, and like Family Dollar, everything isn't a dollar in there. So who knows that maybe a couple of years from now, dollar it could still be called Dollar Tree, but then there have certain things in there that are not a dollar. So I wouldn't doubt that though. How's your night going? Yeah, things are going good, Canadian Crypt. Um, how old are you? I never like talking about my age, but you can find it on IMDb though. Hey Sean, did you know that Reanimator turns 35th on the 18th? Now, I didn't know it was that old now. I totally forgot that. Wow, congrats on losing all the weight. You turned your whole life around. Would you say you were having psychic premonitions? Yeah, I think so. It was kind of having like visions of kind of like what could happen if I didn't lose the weight. Have you been watching horror movies each day this month? Um, I've been like I said, I watched Spree last night. Tonight I have the one called like a Maisie Williams movie. I forgot what the name of it was, but I have that one I'm going to watch tonight. So I've been pretty much watching a lot of horror movies, but I'm kind of one of those kind of people that watches horror movies all the time, though. So I don't just kind of watch them just in October because I kind of like feel like I'm always watching them, like because that's mainly what I like to watch. I can't believe it. Anything obscure and Tattoo. Yeah, Tattoo was going to come out, but then I think they had a hard time finding the print to that one. But it was going to come out from Shout Factory though. Is Bruce Dern a good guy? Yeah, I met him at a convention. He was a nice guy. It was before I kind of had seen a lot of his movies because he was like, "So have you seen this one?" Oh no, no, I haven't seen it. Oh, you haven't seen this one? No, no, no. Oh, what have you seen of mine? He was really like really really wanted to ask me about what ones I've seen and all that kind of stuff. Um, do you like Midsummer, Hereditary more? Between both of them, I would say probably Hereditary a little bit more though. I love to hear about Sony Go to release the Man of the Year. Oh yeah, I heard that Sony's putting Man of the Year out. Did restricted area scare you? No, it didn't really scare me. Have you met Amanda Bynes? No, I'd love to meet Amanda Bynes, but no. Do you have a PO box? I used to have one years ago, but I don't have one anymore though. Did you watch The Tax Collector? Yeah, I talked about that one in my video on last Tuesday, but that one was really good. Like I know the reviews have been kind of mixed on it, but I don't know. I really liked that a lot though. What was it like to work with Eric? Well, I'm actually going to be working with him more on the movie next month on the 7th, but it was great though. He's a really nice guy though. Like we had a really good time and everything, and I feel like the scenes are going to be really fun of him like belittling me and giving me all kind of grief, and there's some funny stuff. Like I can't wait for you guys to see it. Um, Laugh a lot. I just was kidding. The witchcraft movies are so random, and the script goes on and on and on. No, yeah, I know. Like I'm not gonna. They're not great. They're not very good movies. Have you seen the movie called Satan Spunk? Satan Spunk? No, I don't know that one. Have you met Lindsay Lohan? No, I never have. I just ordered my copy of Never Hike in the Snow. Yeah, that's like the fan film, and with with Jason in the snow. That sound looks pretty interesting though. What's your favorite Hammer film? I think Twins of Evil was one of the ones that I really liked a lot. Your favorite Halloween movie out of the series? Like I really like, even though it's like people don't like it as much. I like Halloween 3 for some reason. I don't. I just love the story to that. I thought it was always kind of creepy. Have you ever met Mick Jagger? No, I've never met Mick Jagger. I love him in the new movie though that he was in with Elizabeth Debicki, which like he's like acting in it. And I thought he did a really good job. Did you watch TLC 600 Pound Life? I did. I watched that some, but I don't like watching it too much. It always kind of got me a little nervous for some reason. Like I don't know, just especially when people weren't doing well on that, it always get me really nervous. And then I don't know, so I don't watch that one too much though. But I did. I usually like, you know, the Ashanti brothers when they were on there. Those two brothers that were always having problems and like arguments and everything. Um, let's see, what's your favorite? Did you get the recent Scream Factor Friday the 13th? Yeah, I did get that one. I ordered that one, so I got that one a couple days ago. Um, Thoughts on Asian horror, Baptism of Blood? I've never seen Baptism of Blood. Favorite Parent Activity movie? Probably like maybe the third one I remember liking a lot. Did you know that Bill and Ted 3 comes to Blu-ray next month? No, I have heard that. Have you ever met Bruce Campbell? I've seen him at one of the first conventions I was at, like Horrified. But I haven't seen him at one in a long time, though. Who will win in a fight between Ghost Rider and Gambit? I do not know. Nicest person you met at a convention? One of the nicest people that I've always thought was really cool is Ken Foree. Like I've met him so many times at conventions. He's always really cool. Sid Haig, R.I.P. You know, he was always such a nice guy. Bill Moseley, he's great. Like I talk to him every time I see him. He's always a really nice guy. So those are some of the coolest people I would say. And I see a $2 super chat here from I Love Rights. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chat donations. I really appreciate them so much, and they're a huge help and everything. So thanks again. But I Have Rights says thoughts on John Carpenter's Vampires. Yeah, that's one of the John Carpenter's movies that you don't hear about too much. But I always really liked that one. I thought that was actually a really cool movie, kind of in the style of Near Dark a little bit. Like it kind of had like Near Dark kind of vibes a little bit. But that definitely one that I liked a lot though. I also see a $5 super chat here from Thanos, and then it's HAZIDIMITRIOU. And thanks so much, Thanos, for the $5 super chat. Sean, when you see someone fall from a tall building, how is that pulled off in a movie? Also, is it okay if I support that particular person? Yeah, no, that's fine if you support that person. I don't say their name anymore though, but when it comes to falling off of a building, they would usually either do it like with a green screen, or they would have a big like bounce pad thing at the bottom, kind of like if you ever see somebody like jumping off of a building and you see like firefighters like having a thing there, or they put out like an inflatable blow up thing. So sometimes they would put like a big blow up kind of inflatable thing, and then the person would jump onto it. So that's kind of how they do it. So either that, jumping onto something, or jumping onto like these boxes below. One good example of seeing that was they had like some behind the scenes footage from the original Dawn of the Dead, and they showed Tom Savini jumping. Now I remember that was like a good behind the scenes that they had, kind of showing how it was done. Let's see. Do you talk about Pixar's? What do you think about Pixar's new movie Soul? Yeah, I haven't heard too much about that one, but I'll definitely watch that one though. Summer of '84, Stranger Things. Well, I haven't watched too many episodes of Stranger Things. Have you met Andy Samberg? No, I've never met Andy Samberg. Blu-ray, DVD, or 4K. Well, I get things on all the formats. Sean Cooter, are you gonna get PS5? I might get that down the line. I don't know though. What genre of horror films do you think are overrated? I guess some of the haunted house ones and possession ones, because sometimes they can be like really the same, especially possession movies. So those are the only ones, like mainly possession movies, that sometimes like can be really bad. Some of them are really cool though, but there's some that are like they're just so generic. Do you like the 1930s silent horror classics like Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and Dracula? Yeah, those are actually some of the first horror movies I ever saw as a kid, were the Universal monster movies. Have you seen Salo? And why is it the greatest movie of all time? No, I've never watched that. I know I should really should though. What's your favorite anime? I don't really follow anime, so I don't have not really seen too many though. Have you met Peter Weller? Yeah, I met Peter Weller at the Hollywood show, and I had him sign. I think it's up on the wall back there. I had him sign a picture for Screamers. What movie was pushed back that you're most looking forward to? One of them really was the new Jurassic Park. I was really looking forward to that. I was looking forward to seeing Spiral, Quiet Place 2. I was interested in seeing what they were going to do with that one. Someone said, Julia Sweeney said there will be a It's Pat sequel. Well, if that, I don't know if that's true, but if that was true, that'd be absolutely amazing. Like, and that was the kind of movie, if you guys said to me, like, what movie would you like to be in, Sean? Like, that would be amazing. Um, do you like Ice Cream Man or Blood Rage? Between both of them, if you're talking about the Clint Howard movie or Blood Rage, I would say Blood Rage. Hey, Sean, what type of uh, do you like coffee? No, never really liked coffee. Um, the best found footage movie is the Blair Witch Project. It started it all, and I guess you consider Cannibal Holocaust in a way. You could consider that a found footage movie as well. Do you still own South Park like character Kenny and plush, like the plush figures of South Park? I think I might have some of those ones. I'm drinking some nice beers. Do you think RLJ Entertainment is the best media distributor right now? They're releasing so much great stuff. No, RLJ is really good. I also really like for like indie distributors, like I like Wild Eye Releasing, ITN Distribution, Uncorked. All those ones are ones that I really like a lot. Do you watch Mondo Kane 1 and 2? Yeah, I watched those ones years back. I think I remember buying the DVDs of those at Tower Records. What was it like working with Eric Roberts? Like I was saying earlier, it was really cool. A very nice guy. And like I said, we're gonna be shooting more with him on the 7th, so there'll definitely be some more scenes and stuff to do with him too. Do you think William Shatner overacts in all of his movies? No, that's kind of his thing, kind of playing really over the top and everything. But yeah, he is over the top, but he is good though. Does Stinky Tuna have bad Blu-ray transfers, or are they good? Their transfers are pretty good though. Keenan and Kel are the best friends. They're good friends, but not the best friends. Yeah, I don't know if they're the as I don't know. I think they are, but I know they're really good friends though. Um, Sean, is Johnny Sins your favorite porn star? No, I don't. I don't know who that is. Um, have you met Evan Rachel Wood? No. The Zack Snyder cut is coming. Yeah, I know that's going to be on HBO Max. Um, Aubrey Plaza's in Legion. Have you seen that show? I've seen a couple episodes of that. Um, I mean, thank you, but I like they're not. Um, let's see. Have you met Maria Wilson? Mara Wilson? No, I've never met Mara Wilson. Is it weird I own Jaws on? Is it weird I never owned Jaws in any other format? I also love the Doctor Sleep 4K. No, yeah, Jaws. I think I've had that on everything. I think I had that on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, probably like some kind of other special edition. Yeah, then I had like a special edition Blu-ray in like a steel book. So I've had like so many different editions of that. Did you watch the documentary Devil's Playground? Yeah, that's a good documentary. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre Family Portrait Revisited. That's another one that's really good. Um, did you see The Best of the Best with Eric Roberts? No, I haven't seen that one. Kel mentioned during interviews how Keenan stopped talking to him for years. They talk now. No, I know for a while they didn't talk, but now they've kind of reconnected again. And they're both producing on the All That reboot and a bunch of different stuff. I appreciate the Tuesday DVD videos, particularly since the stores don't distribute weekly circulars anymore. Yeah, you don't see those weekly ads anymore like they used to. Um, but yeah, with the Tuesday ones, like I really try my best to to show like everything in the stores, like show all the stuff in detail, because I know people are kind of wanting to see that stuff to kind of know the prices and what things came out and what they are stocking and all that kind of stuff. Would you date an older woman? Yeah, probably like somebody a little bit older, like I like particular like types and stuff like that. But I do like some older actresses like Christina Hendricks and stuff like that. Um, I think about My birthday is tomorrow. I hope Friday the 13th will be in my collection. Anyway, hopefully your copy comes. Um, did you know that Big Ronnie in the Greasy Strangler was in the video? Dad, I do know that. Sean is 45. No, I'm not 45. Have you met Lacey Charbet? No, I never have. Sean is actually 18 and a half. Yes. Sean, you are fat. I don't think so. I mean, I don't. I think I was. Dollar General sucks for movies. One near me has DVDs and not Blu-ray for $5 to $8. Yeah, some they're a little more money because I've been to some of them and they are a little more money though. In Happy Days, what happened to Chuck? I don't know. Favorite Nicolas Cage movie? Like most recently, like I was saying earlier, was Mandy is one of the ones. Um, some people come on here and say weird stuff. You know what I mean? Like what are they talking about? Have you met Steve Martin? No, I never met Steve Martin. I'm trying to make sure I do not miss any of these questions. What is your favorite food you when you were heavier? Well, the main place I ate a lot all the time when I was heavy was Taco Bell. Like I went there all the time. Have you seen The Professor by Brendan Cronenberg? Yeah, David Cronenberg's son's film. No, I have not seen that one. Um, do you really wish Serial Slayer? Did you really watch Serial Slayer? Yeah, that's a good movie. Is there is two new Blumhouse movies on Amazon Prime called The Lie and Black Book. Yeah, no, I know there's going to be like a bunch of different ones. I don't like you because you're fat. All right. Um, Sean, you were good in restricted area. Well, thanks so much, Nicholas. It's troll. Don't respond. Stop calling him fat. High School Musical girl. That's what someone said. Do you really like The Adventures of Huck Finn? Yeah, that was a good movie. People need to stop being rude. No, there's certain people, and they all come from a certain person's channel. Like I know where they come from. You know what I mean? Like this particular person has people doing weird stuff all the time. Like on IMDb, they change stuff around. Like I don't know what it is. It's a strange thing. You know, but I just sort of don't let it get to me anymore because it's like I know who they are and where they're coming from, and I know like the group and everything. Have you met Jennifer Aniston? No, never have. Vampires looks great on Blu-ray. I watched it on DVD not long ago. No, that one does look really good. Do you watch a certain actor or actress previous projects to get familiar with their acting style? I don't really do it to get familiar with their style, but I just kind of go and watch, certain people's movies. Like if certain people that I'm a fan of, I watch like everything that they're in. What's wrong with this particular person? I don't talk about that person anymore. Let's see. Hey, Sean, there's a movie called Vampires Rise of the Fallen that came out in 2012. Is there any way to find a copy of this? Been wanting for this for so long. I don't know. I would check on like eBay and stuff like that for it. Let me look it up and see if it's like on like Amazon or anything like that and see how much it costs. It might be out of print, and if it's out of print, that's like why you don't see it. Or sometimes it could have been coming out from like a weird company. Vampires Rise of the Fallen. Let me see if it's on there. I don't even see it on there. So it might have gone out of print. Vampires. I'm looking up on Amazon. Yeah, I don't see anything for that. So maybe it never came out, or it never had a real release, or something like that. Um, go coolduder, go Lakers. Thoughts on Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, and Bordello of Blood. Both those ones are really good. I like Demon Knight better though, but Bordello of Blood, Corey Feldman was great in there though. Have a good night. I need to get up at 4 a.m. Keep being cool, people. Sean, well, thanks so much for coming on and watching, Chris. I love. Oh yeah, so that particular person is a yeah. So that's what's going on there. That person that's hating is somebody that loves the person we don't speak about. So that's what's going on here. One of the minions. So let's see here. I see a $5 super chat here from John C. Thanks so much, John C, for the $5 super chat. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chat donations to the channel. Really appreciate them so much. Like I said, they're a big help and everything, so thanks again. But John says, hey, Sean, sorry I can't mod tonight. I'm at work listening to you in the background. Otherwise, I would delete these rude comments. No problem at all, John. And like I said, and thanks so much for the super chat, and thanks for helping mod and stuff like that when you have in the past. So, but no problem at all, though. Do you still eat your favorite soup from Panera Bread? They don't. They got rid of those soba noodle bowls, so I haven't been there in a while. Sometimes I just get bread, or sometimes I just get like a bagel, but I really don't go there too often though. Have you met Corey Feldman? Yeah, I met him at a couple different conventions. I thought they were making a Sinister Act 3. What's your thought? Yeah, I would love to see another one, but I haven't heard anything like that. Can you do the squeaky voice that you did in your videos many years ago? You mean like the Don voice, like no Murph, I'm not so sure, Murph, like that kind of voice? Did you really like the Clerks animated series? I haven't watched that since it came out, so I don't even remember. But I remember like liking it at the time though. Strangest thing you've ever experienced? I don't know. I mean, like, just some, like sometimes if you meet somebody or something like that, and sometimes you have sort of things happen. But I can't think of like the strangest thing. Um, it's just been a lot of weird things. So I don't know. How's your brother? I don't see him in your videos or on his YouTube anymore. He doesn't really like doing like public videos and stuff like that, but he's been doing great though. And like everything, I've talked about this a lot. Like any movie that I'm reviewing, he watches it with me. So he watches like all the stuff that I do. Can you ask Aaron Roberts about his sister? Would you play It's Pat's son or daughter? Yeah, I would play anything in It's Pat. Um, have you seen the Spanish saga Torrent with Santiago Segura? I watch a lot of those movies. No, I haven't seen those movies. Thoughts on Jackals? Jackals? I don't know if I watched that. Is 8K resolution necessary and 8K disc ever be a thing? Um, I don't think they're going to do 8K discs. I think they said that 4K is going to be the last physical format that they release. Um, I know cameras though, like they're not even really shooting anything in 8K really. They're shooting some stuff up in 6K because like the Black Magic is 6K. Um, have you been to Johnny Rockets? I think I was there once or twice. I don't eat meat really, so I don't really go to a lot of cheeseburger places. But even back when I did, I don't think I really went there too much. Have you seen Never Sleep Again? The best documentary in my opinion. No, that's a really good documentary on the on the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Is that what those were? Yeah, yeah, the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I discovered you way back with Joe Franz and Novak videos. How did you meet them? Are you still in contact with them? Well, I met Joe Franz because Joe Franz contacted me, like he emailed me and was saying how I watched the videos and would you ever want to meet up and do some kind of collaboration together? So that was kind of how I met Joe Franz. Was he contacted me, and then we met up and we did the first thing we did was the Dark Knight video, and then after that though he kind of came by usually like once or twice a month for a while, and then we would do vlogs together and like stuff like that. So, but I only met Novak though through Joe Franz. So like because they were promoting that the Dream Seller book, and that was kind of how I met Novak. Let's see. I just wanted to say hi and let you know I plan on having your voice in technically a live teaser trailer in a few days. Congrats on being in over 200 films. Well, thanks so much, Kenneth Carpenter. Yeah, Kenneth had me shoot some like images of myself and stuff like that for his. He's doing a really cool movie about like these robots and stuff like that. And there's some really cool people in that one. I'm 22 and my girlfriend is 27. Can you please voice Earl character and neighbors? You ain't fat, Sean. You look great. Well, thanks so much. Have you seen the Thanksgiving horror movie called Home Sweet Home? I've heard of that one. I don't know if I ever watched that one. Are you going to be you got me going to the Dollar Tree to pick up movies? I'm hitting them up every month now. No, I know. Like Dollar Tree, you have to keep checking now because they keep on having new stuff. You look fine when you were big too, but this is a lot healthier. No, I don't. I think is if I was as heavy as I was then, I don't know if I would be alive still. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what would have come from if I never lost the weight. Let's see here. Um, John Hamm for Batman. Have you been to the Yard House? Yeah, I've been to that restaurant once or twice. Yikes! The comments from Wet to Luna were creepy. Yeah, no, I know what you're doing. Yeah, no, I even messaged her about that and like apologize on behalf of all men in the world of the way that he was acting. I left her a long message about it because I was like perplexed that he was talking like that. I was just like, here we go again with this guy. But I see a $2 super chat here from so it's like a dot Jake TWA dot. And thanks so much, Jake TWA, for the $2 super chat. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chat donations. I really appreciate them. What do you think about the film The Prowler? Now, The Prowler, for some reason, that's one of those movies that I can't say for sure that I've ever actually watched it. And I don't know why. It's like one of those classic slasher movies that I don't know for sure if I did. I might have, but I don't know. I definitely need to get a Blu-ray of that one, though. I think I might have had a DVD of it, but like I said, I don't know for sure if I ever watched it. And there's a few ones like that. I'm like, why have I never watched that? Have you ever been to Fuddruckers? I used to love that place. I used to go to ones that were in like Pikesville in Maryland. They used to be one of the few locations that had baked potatoes. Very few of them had them, but I used to always love to get that. And then they had like these dispensers of like different sauces, like condiments and stuff, and they had like honey mustard, barbecue sauce, all these different types of things. And then they had like a bar where they had like lettuce and like this really good salsa, like pico de gallo salsa. So I used to make my own weird salad. So I would get these like pieces of lettuce, put the pico de gallo on there, and then put the salad, put the honey mustard on it. So I used to love going there. But I think they all went out of business. I think, or at least the ones out here all went out of business. Because I went to one of them out here a couple years, like a year or so after we moved here, and then I think it's been gone now for a couple years. But that was one of those places I used to go all the time back in the day in Maryland, though. Hi from Queensland, Australia. Well, thanks so much for watching from Queensland. Hi from Romania. Well, thanks for watching from Romania. Do you still have the original PB2? They changed the recipe on it, so I didn't like it as much than they used to be. Quarter is so much classier than that person. To hell with that person. No, I appreciate it. Um, let's see. Have you been to medieval times? I've never have been. I never liked the Unmentionable One's content. Hey Sean, are you getting Back to the Future trilogy this week? Yeah, I think it comes out not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. But I should have a copy, I believe, to review of that one, and I think I might even have a giveaway copy that from Universal. I'm not sure yet, but I think so. Have you been to Outback Steakhouse? Yeah, I've been to Outback Steakhouse a number of times throughout the years. Um, let's see. You've been to Fuddruckers. Um, I love the Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. Yeah, Ronald McDonald. They had like VHS tapes that they were selling that you could get there. Corey Feldman, "What's Up with the Youth?" Yeah, that's a great song. Have you been to the restaurants? Oh, Charlie, is that like a cheesesteak place? Let's see. Um, Strangest YouTube experience? I guess sometimes just some of the people that I've met through YouTube. Like, it's just been some weird people. Once or twice, there's one guy named Frank, and he like became very obsessed with me, and then like he faked his own death and stuff, like weird stuff because I wasn't talking to him. So this is weird stuff. Sometimes weird stuff comes along. Can you do the deep voice you did a couple weeks ago? You mean the Kevin Grevox one? It's like, hello, my name is Kevin Grevox. Oh, Mr. Grevox, could I interview you about the Underworld series? Oh yes, I created the Underworld series. But come back a little later and you can interview me then. And then you come back later, the convention. Mr. Grevox, can I interview you now? Oh, sorry, I'm have to be leaving now. Come back tomorrow. And I've done that every time I see him. I purposely ask him. I don't even plan to interview him. I don't even want to interview him. I just do that because it's funny. Because every time he says that same thing. So one of these days he's going to say, "Go ahead and interview me," and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I have to go myself now." But every time I see him, I do that. I ask him if he wants to be interviewed. Let's see. Did you meet Chadwick Boseman? No, I never did. But no, it's really so sad that he passed away. But no, I never got to meet him. Damn it, I love this. Well, thanks so much. Are you still a fan of Mystic River and Escape from Alcatraz? Both of those are great movies. Hubby Halloween watching now. Yeah, I got to watch that one. I'm going to watch that one when it gets a little closer to Halloween. Should YouTube bring back the messaging system? I liked when YouTube had the message system because then you could message people private messages. It was much easier because now you have to kind of tell people to like contact you on Facebook or Instagram and stuff like that. Did you ever eat cans? Cans? I don't know. Let's see. You mean like been to Cannes, like the film festival? If you mean that, no. Let's see. Um, should you brag? Your IMDb page is very impressive. You have my dream job. Well, thanks so much, Evil Ed. Picket Fences TV show and Deuce Bigelow first and sequel is really good. Yeah, both those are fun movies. Have you been to Rainforest Cafe? Yeah, I went there a lot. That's another one I went to a lot in Maryland. I went to the one that was out in Florida. I used to like that, and I used to like getting the Brave New World pizza. That was the thing that I always get. It was like a barbecue chicken pizza. That was the one thing I used to always get there. And if you guys have never been to Rainforest Cafe, it's basically themed inside like a restaurant, but it's like all like in the rainforest. And then every hour they have like a rainstorm that happens in there, and then like the animals in there all going oh, making all kinds of noise and screaming, and like there's like these gorillas in there that are like shaking the trees and all sorts of stuff. They were kind of fun though, kind of a fun place. It was basically you were going there for the theming, not as much so for the food as much for the theming. Let's see. when I was a kid, I saw the cover for The Entity, and I always wanted to watch it. About 2 years ago, I finally saw it. Yeah, The Entity was very good. It was like a weird perverted ghost in the house. What do you think about Tobacco Roadie and Southern Comfort? You know, like those like adult softcore movies. Cool. We are getting Taco Bell here in town in Australia. Now, that's cool though. Would you go to Transylvania? Maybe. Rob, who directed the Alien Vampire Busters, is from Romania, and he's talking about wanting to try and make a movie down in there at some point. So that'd be kind of cool to go to Romania. Have you been to Red Lobster? Yeah, I've been to Red Lobster. Uh, do you really go to Gatorland? Yeah, I went to Gatorland a lot back in the day. Like when I used to go to, because I used to go to Florida when I lived in Maryland. We would go there as like the big trip for the summer, so we went there a lot. Um, that was a great impression. Well, thanks so much. I'm glad you liked the impression. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Kevin Grevox, he's the guy who created the Underworld series, and he has an amazing voice. He has like one of the deepest voices in the world. So like that, I always love like when people have like interesting voices and stuff like that. But that's why I do that. Sean, I work at Bubba Gump Shrimp Company in Las Vegas. When you visit Vegas again, come by and eat there, buddy. Yeah, I have to go to that. I always like Bubba Gump Shrimp. Is that on the Strip? Is where that is? Have you been to Buffalo Wild Wings? Yeah, I've been there a couple times. I went. I only went there like in person and ate inside like a couple times back in like Maryland with MJ, and I think I got to go a couple times too. Like my brother gets it every so often. What's with the restaurant questions? I don't know. Everyone they seem to be interested in restaurants. So if you want to ask restaurant questions, feel free to though. And any of you guys who've come on now, I'll probably be on here for like maybe a little over 2 hours tonight. So feel free, guys, to ask anything you guys would like. If you guys have any super chat questions, feel free to ask any questions, or any if you guys have any weird requests, or if you guys want to shout out your channel, or like if you want to for super chat, like link to any of your videos, feel free to. And like I said, thanks again for the super chats. They're just a big help to the videos and everything. So I appreciate that. Have you seen the movie Dead Dudes in the House? Yeah, that's one of the trauma ones, I believe. Someone said, insert restaurant question here. Sean, when was the last time you visited Northern California? I've never really been to Northern California. I want to go up there. I would love to go to San Francisco, and I would love to go to the restaurant Bridges that was in Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't know. That's like a dream of mine to go to that restaurant. I don't even know if there'd be much there I would eat, but I always want to go there just because of the movie. That's like ever since I saw the movie, I wanted to go to that restaurant, and I would also love to go there and do like the Mrs. Doubtfire challenge. When I go there and then I like leave and go to the bathroom and I dress as a woman and come out. I know it's like this secret thing I always wanted to do, and I don't think anyone's ever done this. The Mrs. Doubt. I'm sure somebody might have done that. Like came in there, went in there, and then dressed as a woman and did like a Mrs. Doubtfire, and they kept changing back and forth. Like that'd be amazing. Like a crazy weird thing to do. Did you see 100 Deeds from Eddie McDowell? I never watched that one. I know. I think my brother watched that some though. Let's see, Sean. Have you seen Hubby Halloween watching now? How many days did it take to film Halloween 2018 parody? Well, we did that the whole time. We did that in one night. So we probably started it like at probably like 7 p.m. Probably finished it and had it all edited by like 2 or 3 in the morning, something like that. Can you do an Adam Sandler impression? I can't unless I really have to really watch his stuff like that. When was the last time you ate chicken or any meat? I think one time though they accidentally put meat in like something I ate. Like I picked it out, like a piece of it was in there, but I actively ate meat. Probably been like 2 years now, something like that. Have you been to Hometown Buffet? There aren't many of them out here anymore, but I used to go to one. There was one of them that was right near Essex Community College of Greater Baltimore County. That when I went to Essex in Maryland, and there was one that was really close in the Golden Ring area. So me and MJ used to basically just like ditch class because we just didn't like it, and we would walk to the Hometown Buffet like probably once or twice a week, and it was a long walk. It was like we had to go up this. If you look up the school, you could almost take the like MapQuest it and see. I don't even think it's in business anymore, but it was like all the way up this enormous hill, and it would take us over an hour and plus to get there. But we always felt real like fulfilled by doing it. You know what I mean? Like we're like, oh yeah, we walked all this way, and we went to this buffet, and we always felt like we were up to no good, like we were ditching, and we weren't even ditching like high school. We were ditching college. It was really really weird, but we used to love doing that. Can you do an impression of MJ where he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not so sure, at times,
like that kind of thing for MJ. Did you see Dead Girl with Brittany Murphy? Yeah, Dead Girl is a great movie. What's the stalker guy? Frank's name. Well, his name was Frank something or other. I don't want to put his name out there, but I did. See, he's still stalking around though. This guy, because Michael Ray Bauer did a live show, and I saw the guy's picture pop up, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy's still around. He's still here. He's been lurking in the shadows for years. He might be lurking right now, watching this guy Frank. But yeah, like he was crazy, and he faked his own death, and he made a fake account as a woman that was saying, because you don't talk to him, this person killed himself. It was like this crazy thing. It was him. He ran the whole thing. It was this total crazy thing that he was doing. Did you really get the toy bobblehead Jack in the Box? I don't know. Hey, Sean from Germany. I've been watching your channel for many years. Thumbs up. Are you still in search of the movie The Midnight Hour? It's available here in Germany on DVD. I own a copy. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know it was available on DVD in Germany. But yeah, I'm always trying to find that Anchor Bay edition of that one. Have you been to Ripley's? Ever been Ripley's Game? And this is not Spinal. Really fun movie. Ripley's Game. I think I've seen Ripley's Game. Um, let's see. Favorite spicy food? I don't eat much spicy stuff. I always have bad luck with spicy. Like if I eat anything really spicy, I end up having like bad hiccups and stuff. Um, I don't know why. Like it's kind of this weird reaction that I have. Have you been to Golden Corral? Yeah, there's one of them not near far from me. But I used to go to Golden Corral a lot too. That's probably my out of all the buffets, that was the one I always liked the best. One of the first buffet I ever went to as a kid though was a place called Horn and Horn. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. And then there was another one called Cactus Willie's. And I always like that name, Cactus Willie's. And I did document that sometimes. Um, Ever listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony? Yeah, I've listened to some of their music. Chinese or Mexican? Chinese or Mexican food? Probably more Chinese food, I would say. Tacos or burritos? Probably tacos. How did you play two different characters at once in the Us parody? I would just shoot my scenes and then shoot the other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and it was never me interact. If it was me interacting with myself, I would just shoot my part, one part, and then put in the other wardrobe and stuff like that. Have you been really enjoying King's Ransom and Pootie Tang? Yeah, both of those are fun movies. I haven't watched them in forever though. Are you still doing the drive-through footage after your Blu-ray reviews? Maybe I'll do them this week. I don't know. I just don't like doing them too much though. Um, let's see. Do you enjoy Iron Maiden or Judas Priest? I don't follow either of their music too much, but probably Judas Priest. What does your diet consist of? Well, nowadays I just kind of more alert of what I'm watching, but I don't like have like a real set in stone diet like I did in the when I was actively losing the weight. Do an impression of Dead Meat, like Dead Meat James. I don't know if I can impression him. Me and my friend of mine were talking about movies we watched recently when we were young, and Ticks and the Sand Kings came to mind. Have you seen them? Yeah, Ticks is a great movie with uh, Clint Howard, and he gets like attacked by the ticks, and he's like, "I'm infested." Can you do a Chris Farley impression? That guy in a little coat, Richard. Can you ever seen Scream? If you know what I did last Friday the 13th, I have seen that one. Can you do an impression of Jigsaw? I don't think so. Sean, be careful because the stalker can find your location. No, I'm sure. I know. Did the police get involved in the Frank situation? No, but we called up where we knew where he worked. We knew he worked at like a Disney hotel, and we called, and like he picked up. It was this weird thing that this guy was doing. It was that's the why I'm really so careful too with like meeting people and stuff like that from the internet unless I really know them. That's why too, when you see my videos, half the reason I don't really show a whole lot of people and stuff like that is because I've had situations of stalkers, and there's been others in the past. Just from the small amount of people that I have that watch my stuff, it's anyone that does YouTube has to be careful, because it doesn't matter if you have a couple thousand views, a couple hundred views, millions of views. It doesn't matter. Anywhere in between, even the smallest amount, you can have stalkers and weird people, and that's the one thing. So you always have to be very alert of that kind of stuff. Um, do you like The Kid with X-Ray Eyes? I don't think I watched that one. What is a horror movie you regret watching in your life? Maybe the Prom Night remake. Been to the restaurant Chi Chi's? Yeah, Chi Chi's, they're out of business now, but I used to go there all the time. Spicy food gives me hiccups too. Yeah, I don't know what it is with me. If I eat anything spicy, I immediately have terrible, terrible hiccups. They're like, ugh, they're awful. I prefer burritos, but both are pretty good. Have you been to the Cracker Barrel? I've only eaten there like a handful of times. There's not really one near me, but I have been there a couple times. I used to get like when I ate meat, I would get the chicken and dumplings there. But I usually like if I was there now, I'd probably just eat like the biscuit, like one of the rolls or something. But I'm sure they probably have lard in them, so I probably wouldn't end up eating them. Now, have you been? I prefer. Let's see. Who played your grandmother in the It parody? The grandmother in the It parody? I think that was my mother in there. I think. Would you date a porn star? No, I wouldn't mind. Wouldn't be like against it. Um, if a movie never gets a physical release, how would one go about getting their own personal copy? Well, sometimes you can find it like if it doesn't come out in the U.S., sometimes they come out in other countries. So sometimes you can find like in Canada they release it. Like a lot of the Amazon titles that don't come out like in the U.S., the Amazon originals, a lot of times those ones come out in Canada on DVD. Sometimes they'll come out like in Germany, so you can get it that way. Sometimes there might be bootlegs online of them, someone selling bootleg DVDs and stuff like that. Have you seen Tomorrow When the War Began, an Australian film? The guy from Crazy Rich Asians? No, I haven't seen that one. Do you still use the website Zippy Videos? No, I don't think that's around anymore. If I'm an aspiring filmmaker, can I buy a script? I don't know if you could. Maybe you could buy a script. I don't know. You might be able to like talk to script writers and see if they have any scripts that they haven't made. Maybe. Do you think it's easy to book Roger Corman to act for a day? I wanted to play a DJ in the rave party scenes. I don't know, Gregory. It may be. I don't know. Like I think I'm sure he has like a particular day rate and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know for sure though. Has anyone ever broken into your house? Well, we had someone when I was in Maryland. Someone stole a bike like in my backyard. So I had someone not break in the house, but break in the backyard and steal a bike. Have you seen the BBC's Ghost Watch? No, I've never seen that one. How much physical media do you have? Nowadays, it's probably thousands. Like I don't know for sure how many, but probably well over like 6,000, something like that. You think KB Toys was supposed to come back? Yeah, there was talk about KB Toys that they were gonna like come back for the holidays, like a year or two back, or a couple years back, but then they never did it. Ever been to Chili's? Yeah, I go to Chili's. Get that a couple times, a month or so, because my brother gets like the uh, quesadilla thing there. Have you seen? Have you been enjoying video games? Cool Spot. Yeah, the Spot game is like the character from Seven Up. Yeah, I played that some. Can you say you're all my children now? When were you? Why were you ragging on MJ for being gay? No, I never ragged on MJ for that. That was also a joke. I didn't actually. No, I'm not going to get into all that. But no, that was people perceive things the wrong way because of the past, and they don't understand. Also that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago, and people's. But it wasn't. I was that I didn't know about any of that stuff. Honestly, that was just a weird joke that we had when we said Carlos. But everyone, because I've been doing these things so long, people think that they know the past, and it drives me crazy sometimes because they don't know exactly how things went to be. They don't know the time frame of things or anything. They just kind of know, oh, that this exists back there, and I don't know, weird situations. Sean, would you make a movie with a porn star? I have. I've been in different movies with porn stars. Have you been to Red Robin? Yeah, I went there maybe twice in my life. Can you do Milton from Office Space? It's like, I believe you have my staple. Believe you have my staple. That's I'm gonna burn down the building. So it's a little bit like that. Did you ever collect or own adult DVDs? I had some. I never was really getting like a lot of porn DVDs though. Like when I first turned like 18, I went and bought like a lot of those like ones that were like 6 hours long, like really cheap, like $9.99 ones. So I remember I got some of those ones. What stalker are you talking about? It was a guy named Frank that kind of stalked around. What are your thoughts? And he kind of talked like, today we're talking about my favorite movies like tea, yeah. What's your thoughts on about planned Cleopatra movie with Gal Gadot? I don't know. I didn't heard about that one. Let's see. I think I'm finally getting caught up to with the questions too. Do you have a favorite YouTube movie reviewer? Well, he doesn't really do reviews, but I really like Durant Cinema. I like his stuff. Um, have you seen The Terminal with Tom Hanks? Yeah, no, that's a great movie. Have you been in the Cheesecake Factory? Yeah, I used to go there a lot. I haven't been there in years though. Did you really like It's Devil Time and Shop Girl? I don't think I've seen those ones. I'll use lube. It won't hurt too bad. YMCA. All right. Have you been to the restaurant Godfather Pizza? I don't think so. Fill us in on the past, clear the air. Well, there's nothing to clear in the air, Zane. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. There's certain things I just don't want to bring up anymore. I don't want to talk about a lot of things in the past anymore. I don't want to talk about a particular person because that particular person, and certain people always like to get ammunition to you. And if you bring up certain things, you talk about certain things that are so old. I mean, like 10 plus years, 11 plus years. It's like, what's the point? You got to look forward in life. You can't look back. You can't look back on things anymore. You got to move forward. And I'm getting to the place in my life when I don't want to look back anymore. I just want to keep going forward. And I think that's the important thing in everyone's life is they just need to go forward. They can't look back. They can't have regrets. Because what can you do? It's the past is the past. Can you say you forgot the Power Glove? So Zane, honestly, I'm just gonna have you removed from the channel for a while because I don't need all that. We don't need just to have drama just to have drama. Has anyone stalked you in real life? Like I said, that person did. There's just been weird stuff. In some conventions, I met people that were stalkery, and then they come back and do weird stuff. So, that's why I'm so careful, though. That's why I'm so careful nowadays. Um, I recently saw Michael Phelps' picture in half a gallon of almond milk. Reminded me of you and your stories about him. No, I know. If you guys didn't know, I went to school with Michael Phelps. He was like a year ahead of me, but we were in a lot of classes together. We were in like tech ed and a handful of things. And we were in some helping classes together and everything. So I knew him pretty well. So it's always fun to see like these commercials with him and everything. Sean, are you only talking about to us because you are getting paid, or are you talking to us because you like interacting with people? Well, I like to talk to people. That's like why I do these things. Because otherwise, I just go and just chill out and watch TV and stuff. I kind of sometimes it's like just kind of like to come on here and just talk about stuff. And people used to always like when I did the Q&As, and I never liked the Q&As because they weren't like live. Back when I did them, I was just kind of like ask me questions below, and then I would do like these long Q&A videos. But to me, it's kind of cooler to do them like this because then you have like interaction with people. And like I said, I do appreciate too when people do super chats and all that kind of stuff too, because that's a huge help too, just to fund the videos and fund the gas and fund uh, getting stuff for the videos and props and all sorts of different things. Uh, do bugs have souls? Maybe. Have you seen the horror movie, Italian horror movie To Be 20? I never heard of that one. Chris Stuckman is my favorite movie reviewer. No, Chris Stuckman's a cool guy. I met him. I've known him through online for years because we started around the same time. But I met him like the first time at Comic Con a couple years back. Have you been to Penis Pizza in Pennsylvania? No. Durant Cinema has great impression capacities. No, he's really good at impressions. Like he's great. And I see someone became a member of the channel too. Brand new member. I don't know who is it that became a member. I don't. It didn't pop up. Did it pop up who became a member yet? Let's see if I see it. It says one new member, so I'm not sure who became a member. But thanks so much though for whoever became a member of the channel. I appreciate that. Let's see. Just picked up Blu-ray of Hocus Pocus and Home Alone. Yeah, those ones are great 4K releases. Have you been to Denny's? Yeah, I've been to Denny's a lot. Ever see Flesh for Frankenstein? I don't think so. Favorite Michael Myers masks? Probably like the original one. I always liked the original, and I also like Rob Zombie's one. Um, Now I'm scared to start YouTube. No, it's don't let it scare you. Just be prepared though that there are weirdos, and you have weird people that kind of stalk you forever. I have weird people that do things to me all the time. That go and make weird posts. That they go on my IMDb page and put in weird trivia facts. It's like a never-ending thing. You know what I mean? You just kind of have to get used to it, and have people realize that anything you say that they'll hold on to it for the rest of your life. Like you hear about certain things that you don't even remember. You know what I mean? Like, so just be prepared for any of that kind of stuff. Um, but don't let it scare you to do what you like though, because it's like I would say out of every the people that watch my videos, probably about 95% of the people, if not more, are very positive, and there's like this small fraction that is like negative. This is very very small amount of people. They're all coming from one particular person's channel. I know where they're coming from. I know who a lot of people are, so I just kind of ignore it. You know what I mean? Because it's like this kind of loserish bunch. They just kind of all they do is just be losers and hang around and talk shit on people. It's just what it is. What it is. Have you been to Mimi's Cafe? I went there one time on Thanksgiving in 2010, and I remember we like had like a long wait, and it didn't go well. Do you still have the 1996 Pinocchio Japanese horror film? I don't think so. Have you been to Taco Bell? Yeah, I haven't been to Taco. I haven't eaten anything Taco Bell in a long time, but I used to go there all the time. I know they got rid of on their menu though. They don't have as much stuff anymore. They got rid of like most of the popular items. And I know a lot of people are kind of mad about that because like so few of the classic things, like the Mexican pizza's gone. There's a lot of them that are gone. So that kind of sucks. It's like it's we always sucks when places start like getting rid of things. Thoughts on Prometheus versus the rest of the Alien films? Prometheus, I loved Prometheus. I know it's another one that people kind of had mixed views on. Can you do Michael Phelps looking at you weird in the mall? Well, I remember I saw him like at the mall the one time, and he gave me like a strange look. Have you been to In and Out Burger? Yeah, I've been there a couple times. I've been. I don't. I used to get it for my brother a lot, but he hasn't gotten that in a long time. It's one of those places that always has an incredibly long line, and you can wait in line there forever. The only place where they have huge lines that moves the lines along quickly is Chick-fil-A. Like sometimes like you go there and there's a line of like 30 cars and you're like, oh no, this is going to take all day. They luckily enough they move the line through a place like that in like 5-10 minutes. They were really quick. Um, Thoughts on Astronaut's Wife with Johnny Depp? Yeah, I have not watched that movie in forever. Thoughts on the original cover art for the Scream Factory Friday the 13th box set? No, that's really great artwork. The Scream Factory always does a really good job, on their releases, like the artwork and everything. Um, did you really drink Seven Up? Yeah, I've had Seven Up some. Did you go to college? I did some college classes. I went to Essex Community College, and like for a semester, and I took like what was it? What did I do in that school? I did like stagecraft, which was like stage crew, which was helping like they basically I didn't all I did was help clean up the under area of the stage. That was kind of the only thing I ever did. You know what I mean? But other than that, though, I didn't really do too much at that school. Then I went to Sheffield Institute for the Recording Arts, which was like a film program, so that's another thing that I did. And I see a $2 super chat here from Nathan Harris. Can you copy my chat link and react to it? Your chat link? Nathan, but thanks so much, Nathan, for the $2 super chat. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chat donations to the channel and everything. I really appreciate them so much. So thanks again. But I don't know what you mean, chat link, Nathan. Did you post a link somewhere? If you have a link for something, definitely feel free to post it though. Chris Pang had never acted and sent an audition tape for Tomorrow when the war began, and and then you should see Tomorrow when the war began. Big budget for Australia. I don't know that movie. And I see Thanos became a member of the channel. He became a super supporter, so he upgraded his membership. So thanks so much, Thanos, for upgrading your membership and becoming a member of the channel. And like I said, guys, I appreciate you guys too who become member of the channel. That's just another way to help support the videos and all that kind of stuff as well. But thanks so much, Nathan. I mean, sorry, thanks so much, Thanos. Let's see. Hey man, just seen this appear in my subscriptions. I didn't recognize you, but the name was familiar. I watched your early videos back in the day. Congrats on your incredible weight loss. Proud of you, dude. Well, thanks so much, Spidey Fan 93, and thanks so much for coming back to watch my stuff again. I appreciate that very much. Let's see. I think this is where I was. Last question. I have to wake up early. What do you think about movie theaters? Will they last or go extinct because of digital media? I don't know. I think that I don't know if movie theaters will ever get back to where they were before the whole everything in the world. So you know, what I mean, I don't know. I don't know when I'll go back. I don't. I think there's a lot of people that aren't going back, and I think a lot of them are closed down again because they're not making a lot of money because there's not really any new movies coming to them. There's very few films, so I don't know. I really don't know what will happen. I hope that they stay around because like before all of this, I used to go to the movies at least 2 times a week, sometimes three. That was like the thing I always did. So it's sad to think that I haven't been to the movies at all since May. I mean, since March. It's just crazy. Would you eat Dornish Woman? Rank these Arrow Video, Shout Factory, or Criterion. Out of all of them, I probably would say first is probably Shout Factory, then Arrow Video, then Criterion. Thoughts on Being John Malkovich? A really good, weird movie. How do I get better at talking to people? I mean, like I used to be really shy, like really shy with talking to people. I think the best thing to do is just kind of practice. You know what I mean? Just kind of try and, just like start doing it. That's only kind of the only way you can do it. Have you been to Whataburger? No, I've never been to Whataburger. Do you watch the Italian Station 51? I've never seen that one. Hey man, just seen you. I talked about that one. Have you seen Bob's Big Boy? Have you been to Bob's Big Boy? No, I've never eaten there. Who's MJ? MJ was the guy who was in my videos early on. from like 2006 to 2010. Did you watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in the West with Charles Bronson? I've never seen that one. Wait, so a Scream Factory or Shout Factory? Well, Shout Factory is the company, but Shout Factory has a couple different lines. So they have Shout Factory, they have Scream Factory, and then they also release Shout Select titles, which are kind of like comedy films and drama films and stuff like that. Did you go to Cinemark Cinema? I've never been. I don't think there are any of them out here. The artwork for Vice Squad slipcover looked pretty stupid. I don't remember the art. I have to look up the artwork for that one. Um, let's see. And I see James Palma became a member of the channel as well. Thanks so much, James Palma, for becoming a member of the channel as well. I really appreciate that so much. Um, what type of women do you like? A lot of I usually like Latina women, and then like Asian girls. What do I get when I upgrade my membership? Basically, it's just there's not really I don't really have a lot of perks on there. I should have more perks though for members, but I haven't really done anything major perk wise. I should have more options though on there though. I just had just different tiers to upgrade to helping the videos and stuff like that. Do you miss Funko Land and Babbage's? Yeah, both those were cool video game stores. Funko Land used to have really great prices on stuff. I remember. Can movies make enough money as they would in cinemas? I think digitally they can sometimes. It just depends. I think though ultimately movie theaters is the way to for like a big budget movie to really make back its money though. So it's kind of hard for like a movie like Tenant to make back its money just digitally though. Do you watch Door in the Floor? Door in the Floor was a pretty cool movie. Looking forward to your movie with Devaney Penn. Oh yeah, the Brain Hunter, the New Breed, and believe she's also in Axe to Grind as well. Sean, since I'm from Germany, of course I own a lot of German physical media. Do you ever hear yourself speak German in translation? Yeah, I have heard sometimes when movies have been dubbed over. I think I saw the German version of Bloody Mary, and I heard the German version of Haunted High. Have you seen Blood Vessel? I've never seen that one. You've come such a long way, dude. I remember one of my one of my favorite videos with you and MJ screwing around at the bowling alley drinking beer. Well, yeah, no, that's a fun one. We're going like bios. I like Latinos too and blondes. You still have your own Taco Bell cat? Yeah, I have that one. Thoughts on Hansel and Gretel and Hansel stylistically? Yeah, I like the director of it. It's Anthony Perkins' son who directed it, and I also liked his other movie called February, or also known as Black Coat's Daughter. I like his stuff, and I like the look of it. I thought it had a really cool, weird look. I also always liked the story of Hansel and Gretel because that was one of the first ever fairy tales I remember like really liking as a kid. And I used to watch Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater as a really little kid, so I love the Hansel and Gretel one from that, and I also love the Canon Movie Tales one, Hansel and Gretel. That was like probably one of my most watched movies as a kid. So I always loved that story. Um, would you consider doing giveaways for members? Maybe something like that. I know there's going to probably be a giveaway though for Back to the Future. I think so. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but they asked me about it. Universal did, so I think I'll be doing one. Um, are you going to closing down video store in La Habra? I don't know if I'll get there or not. I would like to try to, but I don't know if I'll be able to get up there in time or not. Because I'm pretty busy coming up though, because I go away again in like a little less than 2 weeks and stuff like that. So, and I don't know if it'll still be in business when I go up on the 7th of November. It'll probably be gone by then, because I will be up there again in Burbank. So I could probably go there then. Like I said, I just don't know if it will still be open then or not. Um, let's see. There was a great video. MJ, he was a cool guy. Does he have a channel? No, MJ doesn't have any online presence at all anymore. Like I don't know what he's up to. What are your thoughts on Marlon Wayans in Wrecking for a Dream? His performance was criminally underrated. No, I agree. Marlon Wayans was so good in Wrecking for a Dream, and I really wish it would have led to him getting to do more drama roles because I thought he was so good doing that. I don't know. I just really loved him in that one. I like Greek women and Asian women. What would you do if you had $10 million? Probably like help with like family bills, like stuff that we wanted to pay off, like pay off the house and pay off certain things. I would definitely use it too towards a film project and stuff like that to put together a project. So something like that as well. Like for that money too, if I took like $500,000, I could put together like a dozen movies. You know what I mean? You like nostalgia on malls. Have you ever considered music called vaporwave? No, I've listened to some of their stuff. some vaporwave music. What movie posters do you remember most as a kid? Video stores. Like I remember like some of the ones I remember really well were like Hook and some of those ones. That's one of those ones I remember really well. And I remember like too when they had like some of the. I remember seeing Ernest Scared Stupid in stores when that first came out to rent. I remember that really well. I remember all around there's just like the big standees they had out and stuff like that that you don't see anymore at all. Have you been to Hardee's? Yeah, Hardee's was also Roy Rogers. I have been to that. What movie posters do you still talk to MJ? I haven't talked to him for like 2 years. I hope to hear from him again though at some point. Thoughts on the Halloween Town films? I never really followed those movies too much. Should I get roommates or live on my own when I move to LA for acting? I don't know. I mean, like it's expensive to live out here, so it might be better having a roommate because it's really not cheap, especially depending on where you live in LA. Um, do you think they will make a Goonies 2? They've been talking about it forever. I mean, like I would absolutely love to see it. I don't know what they would. I don't know. Think they know what they would do with the story, but I would like to see it though. I'm into blondes, but I don't discriminate. I remember the most Company of Wolves poster. Are you a trust fund kid? No, I mean like I don't have this. People think I have a lot of money. I really don't. People think certain things though. You know, people have like opinions on everything. What do you remember CD music first? Speaking of posters, I buy posters from many years ago. How much would it be? Well, if like original posters can be pretty expensive though. Like if you get like original movie posters, they can be hundreds of thousands depending on what they are. But you can get like reprints and stuff like that. And if you go to horror conventions, you can get a lot of reprints. Have you been to friendlies? They aren't any friendlies at all in California. When I was in Connecticut though last weekend, there was a lot of them. Not this past weekend, the following weekend, but they had friendlies everywhere, which I haven't seen them in forever. But I used to go there a lot. They used to have like a Reese's peanut butter cup sundae thing I used to get. Anything peanut butter cup, I always had like a big addiction to. Even to this day, I love anything peanut butter related. Thoughts on Amelie? I haven't watched that forever, but I remember liking that one. Thoughts on the next Shark film? Next Shrek film? I don't know. I didn't know they were doing another one. Can you do an impression of Anne Ramsey? Yeah, Anne Ramsey, who was in Goonies and Throw 'Em Out from the Train. She's like, "Oh, Lynn, the unsalted nuts make me choke. I had a dream the unshaw was trying to kill me." Something kind of like that a little bit. Have you been to Steak and Shake? Yeah, Steak and Shake is good. My brother loves that place. Could you is Axe Grinder set good? The Axe Grinder, yeah, that has like Axe Grinder and Axe Grinder 2. I know David Sterling is selling that one. How many hats do you own? I have a lot of these same hats, so like I have probably like 7 or 8 of them. Since we're getting Friday the 13th box set from Scream Factory, what series set would you want them to release next? Well, the Nightmare on Elm Street would be pretty cool if they did a great collection of those. Maniac is my favorite horror movie poster. What's yours? Um, Probably Return of the Living Dead. I really like that one a lot. Um, yeah, but reprints, in my opinion, are bad quality. Yeah, some of them can be kind of bad scans and stuff like that. Do you reply to your fans on Instagram? Yeah, Instagram is probably the best place to message me. I usually try to get back to everybody on that. That's like the easiest one to see. That sometimes they go in like the other folder, so I don't see them right away. But that's like the main place that I contact people back, or Facebook as well. Um, what's your favorite place to go with MJ? What was my favorite place to go with him? Usually we like to just go to the movies. That was the big thing. We also like to go to certain malls. We'd like to go to the Bel Air Mall a lot. Sometimes we like to leave too, like go further away. So sometimes we would go to like Soundgarden Music in downtown Baltimore. So like some of that kind of stuff we used to like to do, like stuff like that, and certain restaurants and stuff too. Thoughts on I'll Fly Away TV show? I'll Fly Away. I never saw that one. Have you been to Chick-fil-A? I've been to Chick-fil-A. Ever heard of the original Foster's Freeze? Yeah, they I think they used to have. Did Foster Freeze have stuff in at one point in El Polo Loco? Or I think that might have actually been Tasty Freeze, maybe. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I have been though. Do you own any Roro Blu-rays? Yeah, I have a couple of different Roro ones. No, I haven't bought any in a long time. Have you been to Chuck E. Cheese? Yeah, they went. A lot of them are going out of business. Like the one near my house went out of business and is now a Halloween store. Have you seen the TV show Think Fast, Nickelodeon game show? I don't think so. I'm glad you talk to your fans. Well, thanks so much, Nicola. I try my best to get back to everyone. Do you think there should be a Lethal Weapon 5? I'd like to see that one. Can I ask an inappropriate question? Yeah, feel free to. Um, so you would say you want to talk to him again, but would you talk to MJ again? No, I definitely would talk to MJ again. How long did you know MJ? Well, I met him in the 6th grade, so I knew him for a long time. Do you check your fans' content to see if they send you a link? I didn't see any link though, so I don't know what link there was from Nathan, and I didn't know, but I didn't get any link or anything like that. Any of you guys though, I'll be on here now for about 11 more minutes. So if any of you guys have any last minute questions, feel free to ask them. If you guys have any last minute super chats, feel free to ask them as well. And like I said, thanks again for the super chats this evening. I actually see a $2 one that just came in here from Mark B. Thanks so much, Mark B, for the $2 super chat. And Mark says, "Can you make a good living doing indie films?" Well, you can do okay. I mean, like each project is different. Like they can range though from like $150 to $350 to $500 a day. It all depends. Sometimes there's like a rate of like a week, so it can be like 1,500 a week. It can all kind of depend. And then like ones if I shoot scenes for movies, usually you get like $150 for doing those. So it all kind of depends. You know what I mean? So you can do okay. Um, but you're not gonna like make like tons and tons of money. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, you're not gonna be like, oh, I'm rich doing indie movies. You have to do them because you enjoy doing them. And like to me, like if I'm on a set, like acting in something, I feel like I'm the happiest when I'm doing that. Like to me, and it's always been like that. I always have loved doing characters and love that. I have the most fun doing that kind of stuff. Um, have you seen The Stuntman with Peter O'Toole? Yeah, that's a great movie. Which do you prefer, Halloween or Friday the 13th? I would say Friday the 13th. I think I like those movies more, though. Have you been to Fatburger? I've never eaten that place, though. Um, do you watch, which do you prefer, Morons from Outer Space or Alien from LA? I don't think I watch Alien from LA, so probably the other one. What happened with you and that person? Which person do you mean? You mean MJ? Currently marathoning the Halloween movies. Anyone think they are underrated? I know some of them are, though. Would you talk to MJ again? No, I'd love to. Like, I would definitely love to. Do you know anyone buying DVDs or CDs wholesale in Florida or willing to ship? I don't know. I don't know if anyone that like does them wholesale. And I saw a 99 cents donation here from Thanos. Thanks so much, Thanos. And it's that his last name is HAZIDIMITRIOU. But thanks so much for the super chats this evening, Thanos. I really appreciate them so much. Um, do you did you see Suicide Kings with Christopher Walken? Yeah, I've seen that one. What is the most rewatchable movie? Well, one of them I would say is Tootsie because I was watching that one again on the plane when I was flying back from Connecticut, and I love that movie though. Like that's one of those movies I feel like is like an absolutely perfect film. Same with Mrs. Doubtfire. Like those are ones that you can watch again and again and again. Does the money from the $500 perk of acting with you go to you or the film? Well, that all goes to the project. Everything with Alien Vampire Busters is all going towards the project. A lot of times too, but that's pretty much that one. Any of those monies is not to me, so keep that in mind. Any of the projects that I'm acting in, if they have perks, those are all to help the project. Do you know what I mean? Like just because the way Indiegogo works is it's all the money is going towards funding the films and stuff like that. So no, that doesn't go to me. So if anyone were to get that perk, that's just to help out the project and to pay for renting the studio and pay for the other actors and all that kind of stuff. Um, let's see. Um, that person equals wet one. Does money? Who is a celebrity you still want to meet? I'm trying to think of who else I'd love to meet. That I don't know. I don't know who I also like that's left that I would love to like really love to meet. I don't know. Um, no one would talk. No, would MJ talk to you again? I don't know. I think he would because I talked to him about 2 years ago. Favorite Goosebumps or Afraid of the Dark episode? For Goosebumps, probably one the Horrorland episodes. Those are my favorite ones for Goosebumps, and then both the Haunted Masks. And then for Afraid of the Dark, I always like the Laughing in the Dark one, the one of the brother and sister that go to that like have like a weird room upstairs that they kind of play in, and they see like these weird kind of people in there. One day, all of a sudden, the other one that I liked, what was the other one in there that I really liked? Afraid of the Dark. The radio station one was really good. The phone police episode, that's another one that I really like. Um, do you like torture movies as much as I do. Like some of them are okay. What are your thoughts on Back to the Future? No, I love those movies. I've watched those movies so many times. I feel like when the 4K one comes out, I'm definitely going to watch um, the third one again because that's. I feel like the third movie is the one that I've watched the least, and I haven't seen that one in years. So that's probably the one that I'm going to go and rewatch because I've seen all the other ones a lot. The third one though is the least watched one, so I'm definitely going to watch that one again. I know it's crazy, but I love learning about death scenes, but I love horror special effects. What are your thoughts on the TV show Project Geeker and Extreme Dinosaur? I don't know those ones. Have you been on Grinder? No, I'm not on Grinder. I'd be on Tinder. So if I bought the $500 perk, would I be getting one line of dialogue with you or one big scene? Well, Nikolai, with that one, I don't know exactly, but I'm for which movie you're talking about for the Alien Vampire one. That one shoots out in L.A. But for that one, I'm sure it would be a couple lines and stuff like that. I'm sure we come up with like a cool scene to do. I don't know the whole context of what that is though for that particular movie. If that's the one you're talking about, but I'm sure it would be something cool though. Have you seen The Collector? So that's the collection movies with Josh Stewart. Yeah, those are great movies. I love those films. Are you familiar with the movie poster artist Drew Struzman? He did the best all-time posters for Indiana Jones. They did a documentary about him. I think I've seen that documentary. Jesus, you've lost a lot of weight. Good job. Well, thanks so much, Hunter. I notice people get annoyed when you post crowdfunding links for movies. Do you think that people just complaining to complain? I don't. I mean, sometimes, Johnny. I mean, like for me, like I mean, that's I try to my best to help out the projects and bring attention to them and all that kind of stuff. But like I'm incredibly happy to be involved in these movies. So like I'm fine with promoting them and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is too, nobody has to donate to anything. It's all if they want to support them. And I always tell them too, can you please put perks on there for DVDs and Blu-rays because I know that's the stuff that you guys like the best is DVDs, Blu-rays, digital links, posters, and that. So a lot of times I tell them make sure you have those there so then people get stuff, be able to watch the movie and you get the movie earlier than other people and stuff like that too. What horror films from this year were generally surprised by? The one I was surprised by, I've talked about a lot, was the one that Arrow Video just put out called The Deeper You Dig. Like I was so impressed with that movie. That was so good. I saw the third Back to the Future movie the most by far. Yeah, that for some reason to me that's the one I've seen the least. I don't know why. Do you think it's crazy that like I like learning about talk about that one? Have you been to Pan Express? Yeah, I go to Pan Express a lot. If you people always ask me about doing the drive-throughs, Pan Express is one of those places that I've been to many times. I went there ever since I was a little kid. Would go there. Are you a fan of the TV show Gumby? Yeah, I love Gumby. He was once a little green slab of clay. Is there a way I can audition for any of the films you are shooting without paying? I don't know. Like for these particular ones, they're all cast. They're basically just a way to help out the project. You know what I mean? You can always contact directors for some of the things and stuff like that. But like, I don't have any say in like for anything that I'm involved in. I don't have any say on the casting or anything like that. I love supporting indie horror films. Um, I can't wait for Cryptoids. Yeah, Cryptoids. Yeah, that was one I was trying to get involved in too. That sounds like a cool movie. Do you have any other passionate hobbies besides watching movies and acting? That's pretty much all that I do. You know what I mean? Like acting and that's the main stuff for me is acting and collecting movies and watching movies and that kind of stuff. Can you shout out the Breakdown Palace Productions? You got to check out Breakdown Palace Productions. Have you seen the Goofy Space Goofs TV show? I don't know that one. Does Rubies or Ringstop ring a bell? Rubio's or Wingstop? I don't know. I haven't. I've gotten Wingstop to go. Like I picked up the order. I don't think they ring a bell, and I don't think Rubio's does. I think Rubio's has a like a little thing that they give you that vibrates when the food is ready. What's your favorite street sequel? Elm Street sequel? Probably the one in like the dreams when they're studying the dreams in the dream place. I can't remember which one that was. If that was the third or fourth one. Have you been to Yoshinoya? No. Have you been to Sumo Salad? If I paid $500, could I meet you and talk about MJ too? You can talk about whatever you want. You want it. Do you still get the Dream Phone board game? No, I never bought that game. I always kind of wanted that though. I live in Arizona, so flying over to LA for stuff shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, that's an easy flight, and pretty relatively inexpensive though. So that's the one thing right now for traveling. Flights are not that bad. They're really low budget and everything, low price now for the most part. There are some states though that you don't want to fly to though, because there's a lot of quarantine rules. Like New Mexico is really like strict with a lot of the rules and everything right now. Um, I just gave you a dollar donation. Well, like I said, thanks so much, Thanos. Oh, you gave another one, Thanos, at 114. Oh, thanks so much, Thanos. Sorry I didn't see the other donation. Like I said, thanks again for the super chats this evening. I really appreciate them. Um, have you seen Darkman 2 and 3? I don't think I saw the sequels. How much would you charge to do an intro video for a channel? You can send me a message though, gamer guys, and we'll figure something out. Um, have you been to Ruby's Diner? We went there. I went to one of them. There was like a Ruby's Diner that was on the pier in Oceanside that I was at once. Hey, Cooter, haven't watched you in a couple years. Hope all is well. How's Gabe doing and all that? I haven't talked to Gabe in a long time, but everything has been good on my end. But thanks so much for coming back to watch my videos again. Have you seen Haunters documentary? I've seen that one. I like watching a lot of those documentaries about haunted houses and all that kind of stuff. I picked up Krampus 2 the other day. I haven't watched it yet. How much are you in that one? That one I have. I'm just like playing a news guy, so it's a real quick thing. Sean and that person should make up. None of my business though. No, it's no point because no matter what, even if you talk to that person, they go and they say you're not talking to them, and they try and I don't know. It's like it's not worth it. Have you been to Applebee's? I have been to Applebee's. Most of them in my area have closed down. A lot of them. But I used my Applebee's to me always though seemed kind of like microwave food, kind of like seemed like kind of heated up. You know what I mean? It never seemed like freshly made as much as some other places. But it was always okay though, depending on what you got there. Jeff Fahey's great villain in Darkman 3. Yeah, Jeff Fahey's always really cool. Um, have you seen AGFA's release The Sword and the Claw? I don't think so. How do you like American Pie movies? I always love those films. What video did that person put his arm around Luna? I guess the last video he posted. And I see a $2 super chat here from Dylan List. Thanks so much, Dylan List, for the $2 super chat. 3 underrated movies must watched for Halloween season. For ones to watch for the Halloween season, if you haven't ever watched Session 9, that's a movie I love. I would definitely watch, uh, Ravenous. If you've never seen Ravenous, that's an amazing movie that I absolutely love that you don't hear about too often. Um, and then for Halloween season, I'm trying to think of another. If you, I mean, I'm sure you've seen Halloween 3, but that's a really Halloween movie that I think of when I think of really super Halloweenish. But definitely watch Session 9 and definitely watch Ravenous. I love those movies. And thanks so much, Dylan, for the $2 super chat. What are your thoughts on a 38-year-old telling a 35-year-old to grow up? No, I don't know. I don't know. Your cameo on Pork Chop 2 was hilarious. No, that was a fun cameo in that one. I had my parents in that one and my brother in that one. So I really was happy with that. But if you haven't seen 2, the director's other movie, that the one called watch Zombie Babies. That one I'm throughout that movie. That one I shot in West Virginia. It's kind of hard to find now, but if you find that one for cheap, I'd recommend that one. It has a lot of sound issues and everything, but it's pretty goofy, and I have like a ridiculous sex scene in it. And it's a really ridiculous movie. I appreciate you letting us know nonetheless. Hey, Coolduder Session 9 is a great movie. Any other great horror movies? Other ones that are kind of like that are like similar. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to get them out of my head. Like think of them offhand. Did you see Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny? That's a really fun movie. Does your family enjoy indie horror? And do you watch the films you appear in with them? I show them the scenes sometimes. Like I don't show them everything, but no, my dad watches a lot of horror movies. That's kind of how I first, I think, originally got into horror movies because my dad was like watches a lot of them. Surprised you haven't changed your profile picture in years. I kind of am always weird about changing profile pictures because people kind of know the image. So then when you change them, I always worry people won't know that it's the channel and all that kind of stuff. Have you ever voiced or worked on any animated projects? No, I never have. I would love to do some voice work because I can do some weird voices. Like I can't do a lot of normal voices, but I can do a lot of peculiar ones. Are there any horror movies that are real? Horror movies that are real? I mean, like, there have been some that where there have been real deaths and stuff like that that have happened. Like The Crow had, Brendan Lee got killed, as an accident. But, there have been movies like that where they've had real deaths or real accidents in them. And I see a $2 super chat here from Caleb S. Thanks so much, Caleb S, for the $2 super chat donation. And Caleb S says, "Can you shout out my friend's channel, ISIS? ISIS? I don't know what that means. Is that like a weird thing or not? I don't know. I don't know. Um, let's see. Do you like the TV show Eight Simple Rules? I watched that with John Ritter when that was on. Seen Halloween at Aunt Ethel's? Aunt Ethel's? I don't think I've seen that one. Do you remember Now and Then with Thora Birch? Yeah, that was a great movie. I can't believe that one's never come to Blu-ray. Cooter, not trying to make you feel weird, but you're a really handsome man, and I love your YouTube videos. Well, thanks so much. I appreciate that, though. Have you been to Noodle World? I've been to Noodles and Company, but I've never been to Noodle World. Do you think any? Do you still own anything action figure Rob Zombie? I have some Rob Zombie. I think I have some of those still. And I see a $2 super chat here from Caleb S. Can you tell us how you get money to live? Well, I get money through YouTube. So through YouTube, that's one way I make money, and then I get money through acting and like indie horror movies and that kind of stuff. So those are the main things that I do, but the majority of it comes through YouTube. That's why, like I said, I appreciate when you guys help with super chats and all that stuff because that's a huge help, all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate that. Satan's Little Helper is a great Halloween film. No, that's a great one because that takes place on Halloween. Trick or Treat takes place on Halloween as well. Thoughts on Anaconda sequel? All of them are not bad. Like I think I pretty much watched all the Anaconda sequels. The second one though was probably the best of all the sequels though. Uh, Hayne, you heard Soup Captain? Have you heard of Soup Captain? I don't know what Soup Captain is. Do you like Red Water with Lou Diamond Phillips and Hexed? I've never seen those ones. Thoughts on Elves with Dan Haggerty? Yeah, I never saw that movie. I wish that would come out to Blu-ray. I know Luna Meow was at like the Omen House, and she like met the director of that movie, so that was kind of cool. Do you ever sell movies or have an eBay? I know I've never had an eBay page. I've never had one. Caleb S gave a $2 super chat and says, "How much money do you make every month on YouTube?" Well, you're not allowed to talk about the numbers, but it kind of ranges. You know what I mean? Like I can give like it can go from like like I said, not you're not really supposed to talk about that, but you can look up like you can get kind of estimates if you look up on like um, what's the name of that thing now? I don't remember what it's called. That you look up to a social blade. Your social blade can kind of give you a rough estimate of that. Have you seen Airborne with Jack Black? I don't know if I've seen that one or not. Thoughts on Firewall with let's see, wait a minute. I watched Ravenous in Session 9 after you recommended it in a video over a decade ago because they were two of my favorite horror movies. I'm glad you like those ones. So thanks for checking them out, though. Have you been to Black Angus Steakhouse? Yeah, Black Angus. I have been there. There used to be one that was kind of close to where we live, but they kind of got rid of it though. Why does Sinister talk so fast? I don't know. I talk fast as well too though. I missed the Maneater series. You remember it? Yeah, they had a lot of. I think it was a lot of Sci-Fi Channel original movies that they released under that line. What time is it in your area? It's 2:33, 23 p.m. Right now it's 1:24. Um, do you remember the scene in Satan's Little Helper where the devil kills the cat? I believe so. Have you ever met Quentin Tarantino? No, I never have. I would love to meet him though sometime. Do you remember Get Order Giuseppe Andrews? Yeah, I used to order a lot of stuff from his website. He's kind of vanished though off the face of the earth, but he made some great movies. I see a $2 super chat here from Mark B. Do you like Pakistani girls? No, I like a lot of Indian girls and Arab girls, and like I said, a lot of like not the biggest fan of like white girls. Like I always like like I said, Latinas. I have like some Pakistani girls as well too though. But thanks so much, Mark B, for the $2 super chat. Did you see Children of the Night with Karen Black? Yeah, that's a good out of print movie. If you ever come across a DVD of that one, that's definitely one that's out of print. I got that one in like a really junky video rental store with Danny. It was like the dirtiest, crappiest video rental store I've ever been to in my entire life. But I got that one. I remember getting that one there. But it's a pretty cool movie though. I see Caleb S says, "How do you live on 10K a year?" Like I said, that's just a rough estimate, Caleb. And it's also I make money out through other things too, though. Do you remember thoughts on Birth? with Nicole Kidman. Yeah, that was a cool movie. Just got home from work. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I'm just about to finish on here now. I'll probably be on here for about 5 more minutes. So if you have any last minute questions, everybody, just like I said, about 5 minutes long, I'll be on here though. Um, what do you think about Patrick Swayze's Steel Dawn? I don't know if I watched Steel Dawn. Have you been to Coco's? I went there. I went to Coco's one time, and I remember like the guy in there, like the waiter was like, "Hold on a second, I'll be there in 1 minute. I'll be there in 1 minute, just a second." And then he never came by. You know what I mean? He kept coming back and disappearing and all this kind of stuff. And then we just ended up leaving. So that was the one time I went to Coco's, and I never actually got to eat in Coco's. Um, um, let's see. What do you think about Patrick Swayze? I talked about that one. Have you seen Hamilton from Eight Films to Die For? I believe I've seen that one. Um, have you seen Open Water? Yeah, Open Water is a great movie. Did you like The Thing from 2011? Yeah, The Thing, it was kind of like the sequel movie or the prequel film. I thought it was actually pretty good. How do you live? Caleb S. gave a $2 super chat and says, "How do you live on what you make per year?" Well, I live with my parents too, so that's a huge help. But I pay the bills and all that kind of stuff. So it's I do the best I can. What do you think about the True Crime with Elisa Silverstone? I don't think I've seen that one. Did you see Identity 2003 with Ray Liotta? Identity? Yeah, I've seen that one. That was in the hotel, I believe. Do you have the Severin Blu-rays of Robo War and Shocking Dark? Yeah, I do have those ones. Shocking Dark is great. It's like a really really goofy movie. Have you been getting Alf Toy? Alf Toy? I think so. Why do people ask you personal questions about your income? I don't know. Some people want to ask weird questions, you know what I mean? And then they're like, I don't know why. Like some people just like asking weird stuff. Are you gonna make a long video on horror movies this month? I don't know. I don't know if I will. Do you plan on starting your life eventually? Do you plan on starting your life? I mean, I feel like I am starting my life. I've been doing a lot of stuff lately, Max. How much do you pay rent each month? Caleb S said. Yeah, Caleb, you have a lot of questions about like personal stuff, personal things. Well, Caleb, right now you're helping, I guess. But I appreciate the super chats though. Do you have superpowers? Sorry for the dumb question. I don't believe I have any superpowers. No, and at least if I do, I don't know I do though. I don't think so though. Hey, Quarter, do you use lotion or lube for moisturizer? What do you think about Herschel Gordon Lewis films? Like Herschel Gordon Lewis is like considered the godfather of gore. I've liked his movies though; they're really fun films. Are you gonna make a video on what to watch this Halloween? I don't know if I'm. I don't think I will. I really don't know because like I know coming up though. I said I'm gonna be away after next weekend, not this weekend, the following weekend, and then like I might try and do something like that maybe. I would have done like an unboxing though of the Friday the 13th set, but I mean, like so many people did it already though, so I was like I didn't really want to do it. Um, Dylan List, I gave a $2 super chat. Have you watched Hubby Halloween yet? If so, what do you think of it? No, I haven't watched Hubby Halloween yet, Dylan. I'm definitely gonna watch that one closer to you know to Halloween. Probably even maybe even tomorrow. I know I'm gonna watch it soon though. And I see a Caleb S gave a $2 super chat. How much do you pay for rent each month? Like I said, I don't really talk about personal stuff like that, honestly. What's the meaning behind Chauncey? Well, everyone thinks that's what my name is. You know what I mean? They think it's Chauncey. I don't know why. Some people are asking weird questions about like porn and it's like weird, weird stuff. Someone says, Caleb, stop asking personal questions. Thoughts on the game Rayman? I've never played that game. If he's paying, let him ask the dumb questions he wants. Yes. Um, Thanos, let him be at least donating a lot. Are you gonna buy that Halloween movie on Stinky Tuna? Yeah, I saw that movie on Stinky Tuna. I don't know what that is. I guess it's a Halloween like a fan film, I think, but I don't know much about that one. But anyway, though, guys, I've now been on here now for a little over 2 hours. It's 1:30 now, so I haven't even eaten yet. So I have to eat now. So I appreciate you guys coming on here though, and thanks so much for guys for watching. And like I said too, definitely check out the links below too. You guys can find out about some of the upcoming projects that I'm in. You guys, if you guys were interested, can like there's acting perks on there and perks for like the Blu-rays of the movies and stuff like that. So definitely take the time if you guys have a chance to check those ones out. But anyway though, guys, thanks so much for watching, subscribing. I'll see you guys later. Bye.